Hello and welcome back to The House That Happens, presented by Shuey's Bar and Grill in Etobicoke. But today, we're recording at a special spot, San Francesco Foods in Mississauga. I'm Andrew Milani.
Hi, my name is Cruz.
And we have a special guest, Andrew
B.O.H. Freeman. And we should be highlighting this, that we are in the heart of Erin Mills. Not only in Saga, we're in the heart of Erin Mills. I would insult you guys, right, B.O.H., if we didn't say we're in the heart of Erin Mills?
That's correct, Cruz.
Thank you very much. Heart of Erin Mills, run by San Fran. Run by the crew, Danny, Moko, and Stevie, correct?
That's correct.
Danny's in the house running. I don't know how many years they've been running it, but this establishment's in here at least 20 years, right?
If not more. Maybe 30.
Because of the food.
Because of the food and service.
Food and service. The boys have done an outstanding job. And I know my son has probably helped to pay the mortgage here more than twice. Just throwing that out there. But we would be remiss, first of all, we hope that Serge would stop by because it's a satellite. This is kind of like our satellite, first time getting out to do it, which to me is better than being at the side of the road for an Argos game, no disrespect. Okay, that was in our infantry days. Sorry, Nick, I didn't mean that, okay? I almost wore an Argos shirt for you today, as a matter of fact. But we may return here again only due to the fact that we have people that are listening to the show here. Guys that want to be guests, I think they know what they're talking about because we don't call him B.O.H. for nothing. However, we're welcome to Erin Mills. Should I give an Erin Mills shout out?
You should.
I
definitely.
did. We're in Mississauga, but hey.
Erin Mills.
I got to say, Erin Mills, shout out. Here we are. How you guys all doing?
I'm doing good. It was another whatever week,
week.
But looking forward to this, obviously. We have a lot to talk about.
Oh, tons. And you know
this is our de facto baseball special, but it won't only be baseball.
Yes, and you know what's really cool? He's telling me that the girls like my voice.
That's true.
I'm going, wow, but I'm old. So I discount that whatever. I say don't even bring it up anymore. We'll just use our voices to enhance the minds of people that want to know things like the highest level of competition.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
B.O.H., you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah.
Hi, this is B.O.H., better known as Freeman. Born and raised in Erin Mills, so I'm really excited to be on this show today. Let's go.
Full disclosure, I've only known this guy, we said just off air, since you were 5, maybe 4, and what, you're turning 40.
Almost 40.
Almost 40. I've known this guy, so he can't bullshit me at all. Oh, and by the way, not only that, we'll make this announcement in a minute. None of these guys can bullshit me because I asked him growing up. I'm not saying he was a mama's boy, but
I was a mama's boy.
He was a mama.
I want to ask you too, Freeman. What are your sports biases? Who do you root for? Who do you hate?
I'm a big Blue Jays fan, as you know.
Yeah.
From birth, I got young pictures of me, in a Blue Jays PJs, so I'm proud of that.
Oh yeah, me too.
I got no love for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Sorry, guys.
Whoops, I forgot to keep that disclosure.
Sorry about that, but
1967.
1967, baby. Yeah. You got Raptors love, come on.
I got a little love, and Grady Dick's my boy, so I got to get a Dick jersey, of course, and represent.
Yeah, I know that.
The white boy that shoots threes, I like that.
There you go. Here at Erin Mills, down right to the Scotiabank Arena, correct?
That's correct.
Hey, by the way, since we are at San Fran, wouldn't this be the time to announce that there is going to be the inaugural men's league team out of Mississauga? And what are we going to be called?
The San Fran Sluggers.
Here we
Let's
go. Here we go. Starting in May, we will give you, probably since I'll be on the air, we'll be able to give you a synopsis of how well we're doing.
I would like that. That's a good add to the pod.
What night are you guys playing?
Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights?
Yeah,
okay.
Tuesday nights. So we'll let you know when this is going on. We might even
I might swing by, shoot some video. We'll post it on the YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, that would be definitely...
some Cruz second base highlights.
Oh, of course that's going to be,
strikeouts.
Man. Robbie Alomar special, man, and hitting in the clutch. You know what I mean? But speaking of shout-outs... I think that since we are here at San Fran in Erin Mills, it would be remiss of me if I did not let the world know that Billy Idol is now the undisputed heavyweight champion of WWE, right?
That's Cody Rhodes, not Billy Idol.
Okay, see, I told you I'd learn his name today. What's his name?
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes, okay.
This guy had me convinced that Billy Idol was actually in WWE. I had no idea, so I know next to nothing about wrestling besides like some of the big names. But.
Okay, that's it. The wrestling thing is over. We're done. We just covered. I just thought the guy, when I first time I seen him, man, I didn't know he was nothing. I go, why is this Billy Idol guy out here? I thought he would start going to sing Eyes Without a Face. I was getting ready to jump around. I go, oh no, he's a champ. I said, what? That's why America's weak, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of weak and crazy things going on in America, I hope that YouTube dude, what's his name, has seen Mike Tyson's workout this week.
Oh,
Did
Paul?
you see Mike Tyson's workout? Oh,
Paul should be scared.
he should be.
He should be scared.
I know
I've
he-
given my take on that. They're going to fix it so Paul wins, but
Money, 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 money.
Yeah.
But did you see the Tyson workout?
I saw the last one. I didn't see this one.
The guy's what, 54? 55?
If
And-
that, yeah.
No, I know he's well into his 50s. I don't think he's above 55. But you see him going down
It looks
and
like the
up
best
and
shape
down.
of his life right now.
And the six pack and the wide and the repetitions. Whew. Whew. And
But I thought you weren't looking forward to the fight.
I'm not. I'm just looking at the fact that I've always been a Mike Tyson fan, and I'm trying to tell people that the mistake could be that guy, not Mike Tyson.
We'll see.
We're going to see. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's get on with the show. This is it.
Well, shout out to UConn for winning March Madness.
100%.
Tristan Newton, MOP of the tournament, was absolutely spectacular.
Rumor has it now that he has moved himself into the number one draft pick in the NBA this year. That's word around the campfire. However, I got to say this. We have to say that's two-time Connecticut champion.
Yes, first time since Florida in, 06, 07?
Yes,
Yeah.
with the Joakim Noah, Al Horford crew.
Yep.
But here's another thing. Connecticut has now won 6 championships in 25 years, which is unheard of in the modern era.
They're the new powerhouse.
Yeah, they have to be. They were always considered a kind of blue blood, but they got to be a blue blood now.
Oh, they have to be. I mean, last year when they won, come on, it was
Yeah, but now
almost
but
undisputable.
when you win back-to-backs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And 6 championships in 25 years. Now they're saying the greatest teams of all time, Indiana. Indiana's only won 6. Kentucky's only won 8.
Well, when you think of the back-to-backs in college ball, it's what? UConn,
Yep.
UNC,
Yep.
Duke,
UCLA.
and Florida.
Yeah, that's about it in the history of the game. So yeah, like to me, and the amount of players that we have found in the NBA that had quality careers. Did you see them all at the game the other night? Okafor, Villanova, Ray Allen.
All representing.
Oh yeah, like a bag load. You go, oh yeah, he played for Connecticut. Oh yeah, he played.
Charlie Villanueva, former Raptor.
Former Raptor. He was there too. He looked like he hasn't missed a meal. I'll tell you that much. But here's the other interesting fact you got to realize about this. UConn played 2 years in a row, which is take 6 games to win a tournament. So that's 12 games they played in 2 years. No one got as close as 10 points, guys.
Wow.
Insane.
That's the craziest domination. That's more than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's more than Jordan when he was in there, and all those teams that won. Florida when they won theirs, and Duke when they won theirs. Think about that, guys. They never had a team within 10 points. The average score in that guy ended up being 13 points on average. They won a game. Insane. Greatest team of all time. Coached by the Hurleys. Danny Hurley.
Didn't you love his speech when they won too?
Oh,
he's just
how
like,
could
we're
you
the best team of all time.
Oh, you got to.
That's basically what he said.
Well, he's in the Hurley family, and his brother played with Latner, right? In the Duke
Leitner?
days.
Oh, no, I had no idea.
Oh, yeah. Then, yeah, he kicked
Your
him
buddy
out.
Christian Leitner.
Oh, yeah, my best friend. We don't want to talk
Definitely
about that.
deserved to be on the dream team over
Oh,
Isaiah
stop
Thomas.
it. No, stop it. Or even Shaq. He got picked over Shaq. Think about that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I seen his documentary. He goes, some of the people, what did Leitner say? Some of the people were welcoming. Some of them were not so much. And you look who's on the team, and I go, I know the guys that were not welcoming. I'm not going to use no initials like MJ or anything like that.
Wow.
However,
Well,
but-
given the choice between him and Isaiah Thomas, I think he would have chosen.
Oh, he's still taking Latner for sure. They were the one that vetoed it. They got in the room. He go, Larry, hey, and Barkley was putting
Although
his hands
MJ
up.
still denies it to this day.
Oh,
But
today, and you know what? And Bird goes, well, we're looking for chemistry. Come on, Bird. Like, what else? What are you saying? By the way, Isaiah, top 10 sport. I've already said that in my lifetime. Top 10 favorite athlete all time. Isaiah's in my top 10. You know that. Do I have my Piston shirt on today? I may.
It looks classy. I like it.
What's that?
Looks classy. I like it.
Thank you. You
Yeah.
know who it is?
Old
eh?
school.
You know who it is? The guy got taken off the air for we don't know why. Falk, Marshall Falk, baby.
wow.
Marshall Falk. Top 5 running back all time in my book, but that's for another show at another time.
But
And,
I was expecting you to wear an O.J. Simpson jersey today.
We're going to get to that. Should we just deal with OJ now?
Sure, why not?
We shout out to OJ. Okay, like first of all, I full disclosure, I told you guys, when I was a kid, my Uncle Sonny, bless his soul, that's how I got to go to the big house. He said, he came over one day and he gave me an OJ Simpson poster in Southern California.
USC.
USC, and they beat Michigan. And I was a Michigan guy, and he goes, that's why this guy is so great. My first favorite football player. Remember OJ rushed for 2,000 yards in 14 games when he broke the record. And not only that, he was voted one of the 100 greatest football players of all time because he was. And with that being said, he did it.
I was going to say he was completely innocent.
He did it. He did it. He did it. Johnny Cochran and Kardashian sold their souls to win the case.
No, not just
them. well, no. Shapiro said when they got in the room with it must have quit all that rap and stuff. When they were in the room, do you ever hear the other guys that tell the stories when they were in the room figuring out how to get the case? Shapiro started moving and said, I want nothing to do with this. That's bullshit. And then Cochran whispered into Kardashian's ear, this is what the case of the century. If we win, we'll be eternal. Yeah, but guess what? POD. They were both dead, 3 years within the case is over?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
When you sell when you sell your soul and you step on the tail, they come in the room, you step on the tail. Guess what? Kardashian, I think, was dead within 2 years. Johnny within 5, right?
Within 3, I think.
Yeah, like healthy guys, tennis players, athletes, the whole 9 yards. Boom, dead. I don't know if there's a God, but there's karma.
There is. Certainly is.
I'm not going to say God bless OJ, but the funniest thing I heard is now he can rest because they know that the killer of Nicole and Ron is dead.
That's true, but he's also $100 million in debt to the Goldman family as well.
They'll never get that money. The son made all the money, on the side. He moved did you hear what his son did? He became, what do you call that, whatever, you're allowed to write to stuff. So he moved all the real estate, and when OJ was signing memorabilia and his checks were coming in, his son moved it into real estate, sold the place where Nicole got killed and all that stuff, and dominoed it. So when OJ died, he was richer than he ever was, but his son was controlling the pocketbook.
Right.
Every day he's on that course where they play the LA Open or the Riviera. Like he goes there. And people buy him drinks. How does that happen?
Well, Hell have found their new running back for their football team.
100%.
So.
We'll just leave it right there.
And by the way, going back to college, RIP Pac-12. That's it.
It's done, officially?
That's it.
Wow.
Well, there's 2 teams left in the conference officially.
I think they're going to go to
Washington and Oregon State.
Yeah, and I think they're going to the Mountain West anyway, aren't they?
They made agreements to play, but
I think that's rather sad. If we want to bring that up in this way, I think that within 5 years it's going to go back to because now
the Power 5 became the Power 4.
Yeah, but I'm going to say this much. I think it's going to go into 4 quadrants anyway, but they're going to let all the other schools stay out of it. Like they're going to make football be a separate entity because as it is now, Stanford's going to have to play Rutgers in a spring baseball game, which never hits in the school because Rutgers is in Jersey. Yeah. Stanford's where? Out in California somewhere. Wherever.
Although these big conferences, there are like West and East divisions now, so.
Kind of, but they have to do
that. No, there
are. But I'm saying geographically, it doesn't make sense. The traditions of American sports is going up in the air due to 2 things. Money and gambling. Gambling, definitely. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, because the only sport really in college that like kind of treats everything separate is college hockey, I guess, right? They have their own unique conferences or whatever, which, by the way, Michigan lost Frozen.
I know. I check,
Boston College and Denver are in the national championship today. Quick shout out to them.
Yes, 100%.
But I know one thing going on this weekend that you have your eyes on is the Masters.
Oh, it's right over my corner here right now. I just want to say, I'm a golf guy. As they said, when he picked me up today, I was swinging my club, getting my 50 swings in, BOH. In any event, there's 2 things that have really caught my attention so far because we're only in 2 rounds. The leaders don't go out by the time the show's over, which is DeChambeau, Max Home, and
Scotty
Scheffler. Terrible conditions yesterday in the wind. If you watched it, it looked like a beautiful day on TV. But
I caught the tail end of the round.
And did you see the trees? It was just insane. But there's 2 things that you got to give credit to, and because he gets too much credit anyway. Tiger Woods, for the 24th time, making the cut in 24 appearances at the Masters and breaking the record of Gary Player and Fred Couples. Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, not even those guys had that record because they missed the cut one time at the Masters. 24 cuts. I say whatever Tiger has done in his career, including winning all the Grand Slams, his greatest achievement is how many events he went into and didn't miss the cut. I think Scheffler is the guy second, and he's not even halfway there yet to whatever Tiger's number was. And at the time he missed the cut, it was when his dad died.
Yeah.
He came back to the U.S. Open and he missed the cut. But that's number 1. And number 2 is the lack of coverage to live players on this event while the tournament's going on. They got to do DeChambeau because he's a leader.
He's the leader, yeah.
But they flash on DJ, who completely wet the bed on this one. I didn't see Patrick Reed at all. They showed Sergio Garcia because he looked like one of those circus clowns, you know, at the carnival that runs around. Did you see how the guy was dressed? And you know what? Another cheesy thing that I think pissed everybody off. All these live guys were wearing their live gear.
Oh, of course.
Did you see that? They're wearing their represent. And I said, oh, man. Like
represent the man who pays you.
There you go. And you see they took that. I never seen it, but they posted the picture on some site where all the live guys got together and they posted their things and they put it online to say, we're coming to the Masters. Here we go.
I love it.
Oh, me too. But you know what? All those guys sucked. Rom sucked.
Except for
DJ
DeChambeau.
sucked. Yeah, but he had a great day, perfect conditions. People don't realize sometimes your tee time is very, very that affects your score.
Yeah, huge. But I don't know.
Oh no! If you tee off at 8 o'clock in the morning and you tee off at 2 in the afternoon, there's a big difference. Trust me.
So who's your money on to win this thing?
Mine. I'm going. I have a 16 parlay that's so bad I don't even want to tell you who it is. I took a Canadian. I took Harmon.
Oh.
He was what, plus 14 last I've seen. I thought he was
16, I think.
Plus 16. I'm saying they're going to sneak in the back door. Is my Asian American buddy Morikawa, Colin Morikawa. I'm picking him to come in the back door. He's looked better and his putting's there. Because guess what? Scheffler's putting looks shaky again. And DeChambeau, when he putts, he looks like he's doing an algebra equation. What's up with this guy? Are you a DeChambeau fan?
I was a DeChambeau fan when he was with Puma, but he dropped Puma so recently.
Who did he go to? European guys, right?
I think he went to the European market, yeah.
Yeah, some European company I never even heard of again. But you see his gear? You see his team hat and all that shit?
Representing Liv.
Yeah, they all got because they're all teams, right?
Team Liv, yeah. I'm not sure what their team name is in Liv, but yeah.
They all got logos. Garcia was wearing his. Rom was wearing his. DJ, I don't know if DJ was because I think he was wearing a hat for some sponsor. Because those guys were loaded up. Andrew, you see the guys loaded up with the shit they were wearing? Yeah. These guys were loaded up. They looked like billboards, a lot of these guys, except for Tiger wearing his own gear.
One interesting Masters fact I learned yesterday, the gift shop, on average, makes $1 million an hour.
Wow.
I heard something insane like that, too. Is that true? Is it $1 an hour?
$1 million an hour at the Masters.
But it's only for 90 days. For the 90 days or just 10 days?
No, just this 10 days.
This is 10 days. Yeah, 10 days, $1 million. Yeah, I heard it. When I heard it, I went, what? Are you kidding me?
The average golf hat was $250 US.
And people ordering offline. And a lot of this shit that the guys wear, I hear is in the, some of it's in the, because I got a big freaking haberdashery with all the gear. But some of these guys' gear is, if you go into their pro shop, you can buy like that shirt that Ram was wearing, or the shirt that Max Homa was wearing and shit like that. Not that I'd wear any of that. So I'm picking Morikawa. None of these guys are going to be going off until this show is over. So, until then, glad Tiger made the cut, though.
Yep.
Glad Tiger, yep.
Shout out to our women. Right now they're in Utica. They're going to be playing the semifinals today. They won against Sweden in the quarters. They'll be playing Czechia, the 2-3 matchup today. States goes against Finland as well. I think we're all expecting a Canada-USA final. That should be tomorrow.
Okay.
Wish our ladies the best of luck.
We will. And not only that, can we have a shout out to Jay?
Yeah, shout out Jay, producer Jay, working the tournament at Utica.
I'm not going to say the discussion on our private chat, but you humored me very much in giving me a better understanding of what was the ice product was in Utica during the games. You know what I mean? I hope it's a good game, that's all.
Canada, the States always is.
Yeah, that should be it. So good luck to our girls. When is the game? Sunday night, right?
Sunday, let me see if they have the start time here.
I think it's Sunday, or is it Monday night?
It's going to be at 5 o'clock tomorrow.
5 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be putting it on. I'll have the Masters on. Might as well watch the girls bring home another piece of metal for the country.
That's it.
Good.
And we will take this into the NBA.
Oh, gee. We will not say much about the Toronto Raptors, except should we have a moment of silence?
For them not making the playoffs?
There we go. We had a moment of silence. A big shout out to Grady Dick, though, that he has shown he's going to be a solid player.
Yes, much to, I don't know, your disapproval from earlier in the season.
Well, I just said he got
this guy early in the season when the commercials came on with Grady Dick. All you heard was this guy just ranting about it.
You know why? Because I don't think that he should have got all of that. all that press. What did he do?
He wore that suit at the draft.
Well, oh, yeah, and his hair was blonde? Don't start. Okay, and he got all of that press.
Stop it.
And all of that, come on. And you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm glad the guy shoot, because he shoot more like when I seen him in Kansas. When he played on Kansas, he was making shots. Look at his improvement from first half to second half. So if he goes and hits him at gym, stays full-time at McDonald's, just go to McDonald's, Burger King,
he needs
Kentucky
another 20
Fried
pounds
Chicken.
or so. Yeah.
No, tell him to eat a steak. Come on.
Oh, of course, steaks too.
Clean
but come on.
bulking. Let's go.
But but he's already looked. Did you already notice his size? Like he's already been hitting the gym. Like if you look at his frame now from the first game of the year and his shooting and his confidence too. Just like we're going to get to that confidence thing in a minute. Watch this. As you're new into the league and you don't know what you want to do, but yeah, big shout out to him. But the really thing in the NBA now is, I think it's just about decided in the West where it's going to go and who's going to do what. Correct?
Not really.
LeBron plays.
The number 6 seed is still up for grabs.
But it looks like LeBron is going to play Steph in the first.
No, not as of right now.
No?
No, the Lakers are in the 8 seed. Golden State's in the 10 seed.
Oh, so Lakers
So right now it
moved.
would be Phoenix versus LA in the first play-in, and then the loser that would play the winner of Sacramento Golden State for the 8 seed.
Yeah, and the loser of the Sacramento Golden State, if they lose, they're done.
They're done.
So I think, you know what? I'm not saying there's a guy behind the door. But wait a second here. I wanted to see Steph Curry against LeBron in the first round, and then I could just see one of Steph going straight to the golf course. Right?
100%.
I don't have a problem with that. Okay, it is a little bit of an elephant in the NBA air, but do we really care if those 3 guys don't play in the playoffs? Like what if they lose Durant? They can lose all 3. No, they can't. They can't, can they?
No, that won't happen.
That won't happen. Okay, but they're going to lose. What if they lose 2 of the 3? My heart bleeds the proverbial purple piss.
I don't care personally.
Yeah, I'm not going to be crying.
Because what about the new guys? He's got to realize in the future, these guys aren't going to be playing soon, and we got some stars. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we are looking at, we do have some power rankings to go over and some belief in who's going where, and we have to come to the realization, and I hate this because if you heard what I said about this guy for the last couple of years, I'm now of the belief that maybe the most dangerous duo in the NBA right now is Kyrie and Luka.
And it looks like it's going to be a first-round match between Dallas and the Clippers.
Oh, which it was right off the hop is going to be amazing. Like one of those teams is going home.
Yep.
And you know what? That doesn't bother me either because you should have valued your regular season prowess a little bit more and you wouldn't put yourself in a situation where you got to go home after a round.
Agreed.
Or win.
Shut up and win. That's it.
Shut up and win. But anyways, let me get back here if I can find my way around what I'm doing here. In any event, before we do get to our power rankings, I just think that the hype machine is already on, and I just think it's hilarious because certain pundits are saying certain things about certain teams, and you can see their favoritism. You know what I mean? It's just so obvious, and it's just like certain networks are going, "Oh my God, we need these guys." No, you don't. I want to see Shea.
Well, Shea's going to be in no matter what.
But I mean, if he gets into the finals, like any of those guys, like come on, what happened years ago? Like just think now, in the last 10 years, go back 11 years. Who was Steph Curry then? He was a guy that was looking like maybe like a Shea. This guy looks like he's going to be a superstar. This guy looks like he's going to do. Ended up winning 4 championships. Went to 6 or 7 finals, 5 years in a row. So when's the new guard? What if they start doing that? What if Ant-Man wins a championship this year? Wouldn't that be cool?
Well, speaking of that, Karl Anthony Towns is back.
That makes a huge difference. That makes.
And then we have a 3-way tie for first in the West.
I know. How did that happen? Which could change the dichotomy. But I'm going to say because
I still think Denver's going to the finals.
The house that happens is firmly backing the Denver Nuggets as the repeat.
No, not a chance. Minnesota, T-Wolves. We got it.
Okay, but what if you play LeBron in the first round and LeBron does some weird shit and they intimidate you and they go, oh, and Gobert loses his mind, starts speaking French? Like, you know what I mean? They've never won nothing.
LeBron doesn't care anymore to win. I think he's just more focused than.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, I don't know about
lifestyle
that.
in Vegas.
Yeah, in both Vegas now, because he's going to be in on the Vegas team. You know that when they expand to Vegas,
100%.
when he retired, he'll be in on that. But bottom line is, I do think LeBron wants to win because that 5, Kobe got 5. LeBron got 6. I mean,
LeBron's got 4.
Yeah. And he wants one more. There's no doubt about it. But what I'm saying is, what I hate about this play-in thing is, it gives these teams a chance to sandbag.
Yeah, but you don't want to be in the play-in, though.
That's what I'm thinking, but I think LeBron doesn't give a shit. He ties the guy's shoes. We win at the play-in, I'm taking y'all to Vegas. Bad. They win. How does it look? Look, they were in the play-in last year, and they went to the
conference. But then they got smacked by
the team we say it's going to
yeah.
repeat again because, listen, the Joker now is in a position where he can, to be the greatness of greats, you got to repeat them to win more than one. You know that, right?
100%, yeah.
Okay, so the Joker, this is it. Time to go back to back. He's got the best Robin in the league. We've said this before. Jamal Murray and
arguably the greatest starting lineup in the league.
Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr. Come on, they're
running it back with most of the same crew.
I think there's like two different.
Yeah.
I think there's two, and those guys we don't even know their names. They're at the end of the bench. But if you do take a look at this Dallas Maverick lineup, they can play tough.
Oh, yeah.
And when you got two guys that can score from anywhere at any time, shit can happen. But here's what's going to happen in my prediction. One of these teams is going to get behind, and they're going to try to get back with the threes. And at the end of the thing, you'll see 3 for 23 shooting for threes, and they lose by 15.
Maybe 20.
Maybe 20. How many games are we going to see like that, boys, coming in the playoffs? I hope none.
Less than you think.
Yeah, I think so. It should be because it should be tightened up because it'll be a little bit more half court, a little bit more defense. And you know
the games are already kind of starting to tighten up in the regular season, so guys are getting ready for playoffs.
Well, I'm looking at it even this way. Did you notice that physicality has come back to the game a bit? Maybe someone on the league office told the referees, like all of a sudden, like it seems to be a little bit under the boards. Have you noticed that? Come on, there's a little bit more banging, a little like I'm not.
Depending on the players and the team as well, too, though.
Oh, don't get me started on that, man, because they're never gonna. That's a whole new ball game. I don't want to see that because you don't want to see the games like when the Raptors played the Lakers. Lakers got what? 300 foul shots and the Raptors got 2. Come on, like
yeah,
that's. I think I'm not saying because we don't want to insinuate, but alleged is our favorite word.
Sure.
By the way, BOH, the favorite word on House That Happens is alleged because we haven't hired a lawyer yet. Alleged. So everything's alleged in,
I love it.
In our world.
Gets you out of a lot of legal trouble.
Yes, it just keeps us there. So you know what I mean? So you have to realize, like, when you say things like that and you hear, like, Adam Silver say, well, you know, some of our more experienced referees just retired, so we've got to work the new guys in, and sometimes they're not quite as experienced as our older guys, so there's a little bit of, what, buddy? Stop it. They ref the game the same way or not. Same in hockey, you know that. But I mean, it's more flagrant when it's in the NBA because you see.
Well, if that's the case, then why not just get the robot umpires? You do it because of the human element.
I know, I like that, but what I'm saying is one of the things that's ruined it, I think that's made it worse, is the 2-minute report.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
You know, like when it came out, I thought it was a great idea. Okay, the refs get to be accountable.
Did you see Angel Hernandez strike again last night?
What's that?
Angel Hernandez.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Okay, we'll get to that.
Want to get to our power rankings?
Yeah, okay, but before we go, I'm just saying that one more time. I believe that all those guys go home. I want to see the Shays, but we'll get to that later. Yeah, get to our power rankings. You want to start us off, buddy?
Sure. Number 5, a team that you've been hyping up the last couple weeks, much to your own dismay, the Dallas Mavericks.
Yep.
Number 4, the OKC Thunder. Okay. Number 3, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Number 2, the Boston Celtics. And number 1, the Denver Nuggets.
Wow, you altered your list a little bit.
A little bit.
Nothing to write home about, but yes, where's my list? Go ahead, Andrew. What's your 5?
I got number 5 is the Pelicans.
Ooh.
Number 4 is Philadelphia 76ers. Number 3 is the Cleveland Cavaliers. With number 2 is the Bucks, and number 1, the champions, the T-Wolves.
Whoa.
Okay, you know what? I missed him before the show, and I know what he was doing before the show because I just seen that list. Are you serious? You know what? I went out of my way to try to get Cleveland in because I've looked at things differently now, like what's going on, but I don't think anyone can beat Boston's not on your list.
Boston's number 2.
Oh, yeah, Boston. Okay. But you got Cleveland on the list, all right?
Cleveland's number 3.
I'm not going to argue with the I'm not going to disrespect the whatchamacallit, the Pelicans. Because,
you gotta watch out.
No, and not only that,
They're gritty.
If what's if his name stays healthy.
Zion?
No, Ingram.
Oh, Ingram, yeah.
Ingram's been banged up, but Ingram stays in because he's their key.
He's a stud, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy that's got to stay healthy, and if he does, look out. I think they're going to go places, but I don't think they have enough experience in the playoffs. I've always say that in the NBA, and if you go back to the beginning of Golden State,
I think that's going to hurt OKC big time in the playoffs.
Me too. That's what I'm worried about. They always lose when they get there because they don't. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, Gordon Hayward's not going to save them.
No, because he's supposed to be your veteran experience that's going to bring the light home. No. I don't see that happening. But anyways, I have my list here in a second, but I do have it off the top of my head. The number 5 team for me is the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, the number 4 team for me is OKC. Number 3 for me. Number 3 for me, I'm sticking with the Clippers.
Whoa.
Number 2, I'm going with the Boston Celtics, and number 1, of course, is Batman and Robin team.
So
from
no
Colorado.
Minnesota on your list.
Oh, did I have Minnesota?
No love for Minnie.
I made a mistake there. Who did I put on the bottom? Maybe it was
Put Dallas as your number 5.
No, then I think I met with the Clippers. I should have been Minnesota in there. 3-2-1, because I hadn't written down there. Because that's my actual.
Lucky you had your lawyer.
Think I do have my lawyer. You know what it is? Because I got it here on my Scribble page. I had L.A. Clippers and Dallas as my 5th. But after I've seen Kyrie and them lately, yeah. What am I thinking? Minnesota, of course, going to get there. But I don't think Minnesota's going to win.
Yeah, we'll see.
They could win a round or two.
Well, yeah. I do hope they win because with Ant-Man, that's a good threesome.
Sure.
Go Bear and whatever.
I'm willing to bet you a round of golf that Minnesota's going to win it.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. We're on. We got a witness.
Hands have been shaken.
Yes, you're a witness. You're on about that. I'd love to see it happen. Don't get me wrong.
Let's go.
Okay, we're going to see it.
And right, we will take it from Canada's second favorite winter indoor sport to our favorite. We are, of course, talking about the NHL. And the big news, Arizona Coyotes players have been told they will be moving to Utah next season.
Wow.
After all that talk from last week, I was like, they might be sticking around. But the big problem seems to be the NHL doesn't want to spend 3 more years in a college arena.
And not only that.
That's the big problem.
But there's 2 things that got my attention. I know you said he's the mayor of Scottsdale, whatever the case may be. But when I heard them talking about there's no chance they're going to win this bid for the land, when he came out, he made all that political statements about this.
It wasn't so much about winning the land. He just was like, we're not going to eat. Scottsdale wasn't going to give him anything, basically.
Yeah, and so that's what they're saying.
But they're not building in Scottsdale, though. They're building in Phoenix.
Well, to me, it felt like he was speaking for all the politicians that were at a Stone show.
I know. Well, Mayor of Phoenix has been keeping pretty quiet.
Yes,
so.
Because you know why? Tell me why.
I don't know. You tell me why. You seem to have the answer.
No, you were the one that pointed out to me along the way. Well, maybe they're going to make a return.
Oh, well, that's part of the deal. It's going to be Alex Marullo is going to have, basically the right of first refusal when an expansion franchise comes around to Phoenix. Because we all know the NHL is going to want to go right back to Arizona, 5th biggest city in the States. Gary Bettman has a hard-on for them.
Okay, so
I'm connecting the dots.
And you know what? And I have no problem with you doing that whatsoever, okay? I'm just saying what the connection is working this way. I've said it a million times. Cities that begin with A probably should not have a hockey team, and that's starting to be Anaheim's getting
I knew you were
okay,
gonna go
so
there.
any team that starts with an A, city with a letter A in front of them in America, including you, God bless America, should not get a hockey team.
It's okay. They're going to change it to the Phoenix Coyotes again.
Oh, you're killing me. Just killing me. Backdoored me. Just took my feet out from underneath me. Okay, that means I'm not talking to Phoenix either. But guys, let's be realistic. You know what that means? Winnipeg's in trouble.
Yes.
Okay, Winnipeg's got to do something to change their whatever. But
if they do get 3 home playoff games, that's going to be huge for that team.
Oh, monumental. And I think they're going to pull it off.
I think so, too, because a lot of, there was an interview with the Winnipeg writer, and he was saying that they were, Winnipeg was actually turning people, at least one person down for season tickets. He's like, I want to buy, but for just one season. They're like, no, we want a 3-year commitment. So that tells me they might not be in as much trouble as people might think.
Yeah. It's the corporate bucks coming in, because as we talked about in a pre-production show, we were discussing this. The problem is one of the best markets in North America is up there in Quebec City. And that just pushes. They're
going to need a better TV deal than they had last time. That was a big problem.
Yeah, and they're not enough corporate.
Yeah.
Corporate, like grassroots, arena,
grassroots,
fan beats,
sure.
They've got it. They're ready to rock.
It was all the other stuff that was stacked up against Quebec.
Yeah, like FedEx and Coca-Cola. And who else? You know,
Any big corporate sponsor, they don't
just
got.
keep naming them all off. What do they got in Quebec? Some shoemaker that does horseshoes or like ski shoes? Might be Coho. Are they still there?
I have no idea.
But that's a sad thing, guys. Just think, there's a fan base that deserves, and you know what? I got no love for Quebec. You know what I think about Quebec, but we're not going to
I
put
know
that.
it took you around to come around on Joe Sakic, apparently.
There you go. But I'm just saying, because he moved to Colorado. Okay. I'm just saying that as a person that's seen the Montreal Canadiens, Quebec Nordique rivalry up close and impersonal, that makes Toronto Montreal look like Disneyland.
Well, people said it was better than the Battle of Alberta.
Oh God, way, way, way better, and that was pretty crazy. But no, nothing topped up.
Battle of Alberta games are still pretty crazy.
Yes, there. But you see, this is all French within the province, so
sure.
they get to be as nutty as they want to be.
Beer drinkers got dragged into it. O'Keefe versus Molson.
Oh yeah, not only that, and they always had a big defenseman that could speak English. Go back and check Quebec. Go back and check Montreal. All during those battles, they both always had some big Larry Robinson, who was the guy on Quebec Nordics, if I can remember him.
I know later on they had like Curtis Lecision. And,
They always had a big ass, both of them. I don't know why that worked, because you know what? Quebec guys don't play defense.
Well, you can't build your team only with Frenchies. Let's be real, too.
They used to try to do that. Trust me, I see the history of the Habs. Who, back to Doug Harvey, my theory, when Montreal won 5 Stanley Cups back in the 50s, who was their number one defenseman?
It's Doug Harvey.
Doug Harvey, so it works out that way. So what I'm saying, what we're basically saying is this. No expansion of Canada.
Doesn't look like it. Atlanta and Phoenix seem to be the top 2 candidates. Although, I've heard whispers of there's obviously Houston still going to be kicking around.
You know,
I've heard San Diego.
Can I give you the C word again? No.
Oh God.
Houston and Atlanta.
Oh, you want to hear me cringe, BOH?
Okay, you know why I say that Atlanta and Houston cannot be hockey cities? Because they're chocolate cities. End of story. He doesn't like. He doesn't like that reference, but you know, George Clinton sang about it. We got Newark, we got Gary. We're working on Atlanta. You know,
You could be right.
I could be right. You know, I'm trying to say it as politically correct as
That's
I
not
possibly
politically correct at all.
I went to the church of what's happening now, and George Clinton said, "Welcome."
But you're in the church of what was going on in the 80s.
Yeah,
Like, where are you
70s.
talking? There we go.
70s. But anyways, it strings the death knell for expansion in Canada. It really does. Like, I'll be dead. Maybe in your lifetime you'll see it, but
Although, if a team goes to Atlanta, we know how it went the first 2 times. Went to Calgary, went to Winnipeg. Maybe Quebec's next.
maybe, as I said,
Or, dare I say it, a second team in Toronto.
I think maybe before I'm dead that could happen. This market could support too. Because all you do is put it up in your neighborhood and you got an instant rivalry.
Oh, exactly.
We ain't going downtown. Screw those downtown people. And you got an instant rivalry. Like, it'd be like North Toronto against
all the
city.
Leaf haters, like, I know you might jump on.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
see.
All the Leaf haters, they'd come out the woodwork, wouldn't they?
Exactly.
They'd come out by
I know a
the
few Leaf haters that would probably jump right on.
Oh, I know. A few. I know a bag load. Come on.
Put a team in Mississauga and sign me up.
Yeah. But you know what? Saga would be, but I think Markham's going to be more because Markham's got
They got
more.
the rink.
Yeah,
they do.
they've already got the rink because we only built the Paramount Center. They built that. What's Markham Rink?
I forgot what
18?
it's called. Oh, but it's 18,000. Yeah.
Yeah, 18,000. Because didn't they do the
Paramount's
Worlds?
more built for like OHL, like
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Lower, yeah.
But if Saga had thought about it again and redone it, I think that would have been the spot. Because when we drove by, he said it's in a weird location because we're on the highway. But how easy once you get into the Paramount? It's easy once you get around it. When you come off that side of the highway, eh?
It's easy to get in and lots of parking, which is
Yeah,
nice
that's
too.
what I'm saying. I was telling Andrew, like, it's easy to get in and out. But if you're on, like, we were coming the 403 by that goes, how do you get in there? No, you cut in over there and it's very convenient. That's what I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Like, when I went there, I go, wow, did they ever set this up properly?
Either way, though, we should get back to the Coyotes / Utah whatever team. Ryan Smith, he's going to spend this summer.
He's our boy.
And he's already taken team names. He's already taken suggestions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The guy is one of those new age owners in this.
I love him. Every interview he's done.
Oh, I seen him on the McAfee show, and I wanted to have a beer with the guy immediately.
He had a great interview with Friedman and Jeff Merrick
Oh,
last
I
summer.
wish, really,
Yeah.
I would like to hear that. But he's just like one of the boys guys.
Yeah.
And you ever hear him talk?
No, I haven't.
He acts like, okay, I did some good business, and my pockets are kind of deep, so I got to spend some money on something.
He's a new money guy, so he talks just like me and you. Yeah.
Sign me up.
Exactly, and he's so cool about it because he talks like a fan, does he not?
He does.
He talks like a fan. He goes, I'm not getting into this. He goes, I'm lucky. One thing I heard you say, he goes, I'm lucky to be in the position that I'm in to be able to do what I'm doing. But he goes, you know that guy that goes to work in the morning, or this guy here, or this guy here? I'm like him. I want to win. I want those guys to be happy just like I am. And I went, wow, what an owner. That's how Cuban was when he came into the league with Dallas.
And he's at the forefront of kind of setting up like the television broadcast, like them doing it themselves and making it affordable for the fans, which, I mean, again, more power to this guy. How can you not love that?
Oh, he's all fan all the time. That's what
Vegas Golden Knights are doing the same thing where it's like he had like 69 games, it's for like $69.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. You know what? They should do that here, though. Because I don't want to do.
And Bell will never give that up. Never.
You just crushed me again. I guess we're going to call this show Cruz Getting Crushed.
Oh, if you want to piss me off, just talk about telecommunications in Canada.
Oh, we won't even go there.
Or cell phone plans in the entire world.
Oh, and CBC has now more employees than they have viewers.
Let's not tunk on the CBC.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, we'll move on for that. But any of that, we were talking about Mr. Ryan Smith.
Yes.
And the positivity that he'll bring to the league. And people should be watching out for Arizona because he's going to spend the money. And
Utah next year.
Whatever
they call the team.
Did you hear, and I think I heard Elliot Freeman or someone float this, why can't the NHL have a bit of a tax like they have in the NBA?
For what? Like luxury tax?
Yeah, luxury tax.
Because it's a hard cap.
Oh, it's very hard. But someone...
Gary doesn't want to change that.
Well, I heard it was funny because the Ryan Smith guy came around, and who's the other owner that brought it up? And suddenly they said, well, and the first person I said, that came out of Toronto, but Toronto told those people to say it so it doesn't look like Toronto's
Boston,
doing it.
Montreal, New York.
But it didn't come out of those cities,
Philly.
see?
Yeah,
Never came out of those cities. It came out of a place over here, and I'm saying bullshit. I'm saying those teams said, you say it, because if we say it, we'll look bad. So you say it. It might even have been the guys in Anaheim. Or somewhere. I forget who said. They floated the idea, would it? And, of course, most of the pundits were there, crushed it immediately like you did. They brought up Gary Bettman, and that was like, boo.
Yeah.
Dead in the water. You know what I mean? Which means we got to move along to another subject that we should be talking about.
I was just going to say, either way, Alex Murillo, he's going to get paid. Apparently, he's going to get $1 billion for the franchise. And then Ryan Smith is going to have to give up $200 million for the expansion fee, which is going to be given up by, divided up among all the owners. So people getting paid in a couple weeks.
Of course, there. But you know what? I'm glad that Ryan Smith came in the back door. Because you know what the price is for the new team coming in, right?
A bill.
Oh, no. For the expansion fees, it's going to be more.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
The expansion team, it's going to be $2 billion, they're saying.
$2 billion.
Wow, that's insane.
Because even Vegas paid, what they paid? They got
about $1 billion. They paid less than $1 billion.
I thought it was less.
Yeah, they paid less than $1 billion. I thought it was $800 million. And then Vegas took over and they said, no more of that. You're paying more.
Vegas paid $500 million and Seattle paid $650. So it's probably going to be actually about $1 billion maybe for Atlanta, Phoenix.
I hope it is. What's his name? Was Friedman and the boys, Dreger and all those guys, they were the ones that I heard floating $2 billion.
Wow, if that's true.
And I went $2 billion for an NHL franchise. Are you
4 times what Vegas paid.
No kidding, because they say the jump.
Oh, yeah, here it is. Could it be $2 billion or more? Insane.
Yeah, is that what they're
Hockey News
saying?
Published that February 17.
There you go. What they say? Could it be $2 billion? Yeah.
Or more.
Or no, that's insane. For a hockey team, $2 billion?
That's crazy.
One of the few teams we should talk about that is worth $2 billion, and we'll never know what they're worth because they're under that conglomerate thing called the MLSE, is your beloved Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yes, sir.
You know
Austin Matthews chased for 70 back on.
Oh, 100%.
Could do it tonight.
And you know what's he got now?
68.
68, okay.
By the way, my buddy Rob, so he was at the game with me in Buffalo where he got 60. He's going to the game tonight, so he could see him score 60 and 70.
And 70. Oh, that's pretty badass.
That's fucking awesome.
You know what I mean? Anyways, that's really changed my thing because we were talking about this previously.
This guy wanted to shut down Matthews 70.
I'm saying don't make him. I said, yeah. And I said, because if you're going to force it, but he's not forcing it. It's coming in the flow of the game. So if that's the case, score 75.
We're running out of time for that.
Okay,
but
I know that. But I mean, look what I was saying a couple weeks ago. I'm going like, cool your jets on this. You get 60, 65, be a happy camper. You got the playoffs to think about now. But, I mean, when
he
you
could
get...
pass Sundin for all-time on the Leafs list next year. I think if he gets like 55 next
Oh,
year,
yeah, it's crazy.
he gets it.
Crazy, but here's...
And he's already the Leafs all-time leader in even strength goals.
Oh, I'm going to get to that in a minute. I'm going to get to that, okay? Because when we discuss who the three guys should be the MVP. But the thing about Matthews is this, is that what people don't realize, he's got some goals that goal scorers score that should never happen to the average dude. Like the one that went in off Savard. What did he do? He just fired the puck in front of the net, bang, off Savard in, because that's what goal scorers do. What about the one that he got against Pittsburgh, where he was high way high on the above the crease, just fired it at the net, but the goalie was screened by the time he should have had it. 9 of the times, maybe the goalie would get it, but the fact that he moved it over, you know what I mean, and didn't get there in time tells me, what is it? 68 goals is nothing to sneeze at. Oh, look who's in the house. Our good friend, Mr. Pick. This is we're supposed to be our other guest. Andrew? Kevin Pick?
The famous Kevin Pick. You've been name-dropped a few times on the show.
Yes, he has. This is the deal that we'll get to him in a minute. But, however, the bottom line is I've changed my attitude about what we're thinking about. If we're going to really quick about it, if you have to think about who are the 3 MVPs.
You want to just get to it right now, then?
Yeah, let's get your 3. I'm going to surprise you. Can I give you my 3 first?
Go right ahead, sir.
My 3 that were going to be on the ballot for the Hart Trophy in the NHL are Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, and Austin Matthews.
Oh, no, Nikita Kucherov? I thought he was
I did some research. Now, here's the crazy thing. I've been a Kucherov guy all year. I've been screaming my ass off for this guy. I really have. But let's take a look at the big picture here. This is 4 seasons. That's insane. When you really look at what these 4 mofos have done, if they had these seasons individually at any other time, they'd automatically be Hart guys. Matthews is having a better season than he did
2 years ago when he won.
Kucherov's having a better season than he had when he won the Hart. And now you got McKinnon in on the play. Like, how can you ignore him? However, here's a little figure that got me, that I said, okay.
Although Kucherov's got like 40 empty net assists this year or something.
Okay. Okay, so like I said, I did my research, all right, and I took a little look. One of the things you cannot deny is, first of all, Matthews' defense metrics.
He actually might be more of a Selke guy than I initially thought.
Oh, yes, he
is. He might be a top 3.
Oh, yes, definitely. Top 5 for sure in the NHL. First of all, how many games you see him getting the puck behind his own net and coming out? But here's the killer. He's got about a 50 even strength goals. That's insane. Nobody's had that. I think it was like Bobby Orr or somebody back in the day. But he's got the highest level of even strength goals, which is what you want the most. Yeah. So the next person has got like 15 behind him. I think it's like Hyman or one of the other 50 goal scorers, or Reinhardt, one of those guys. But they're like 15 goals behind whatever Matthews has scored at even strength. That's insane. Add his defensive metrics and the fact that if he scores 70 goals, just give it to him, because I'm going to tell you what. If I'm going into the playoffs and I need something, what would I rather have? An assist or a goal?
Obviously, you're taking the goal.
Well, then I'll take the 70 goals. Give him the Hart. Sorry, Dave. Hey, McJesus, you'll get your chance again. Sorry, McKinnon.
McJesus already got a couple.
That's right. McKinnon's never have one, right? So that's the only drag. To have a season of
Although, I think a lot of the writers already have their mind made up that McKinnon's going to win this thing.
I think he was the front runner, but if Matthews scores 70, all bets are off.
That throws a wrinkle in things, I agree.
Yeah, you have to. With the 50 even strength goals and the defensive metrics, that means he's been the most valuable player on the team that is in the playoffs and in a top 10 team in the league. Remember, Kucherov is like, they're a wild card team.
Sure.
McKinnon, they're just above the, Connor McDavid, he's just above the wild card.
Colorado's they could pass Vancouver for the division.
Yeah, because they secretariat it down the outside, if you so want to say it. But that's why I love Kucherov, because the argument is this. At the beginning of the season, he said he'd have trouble putting Kucherov in his top 10.
That's crazy.
That's what I said. I go, are you nuts? He doesn't like Kucherov. You know me, I'm not usually a Russian kind of guy. But there's something about Kucherov. I go, no, man, he's too slick. But when you think of some of those empty assists he got, because here's the thing that we can't disrespect, okay? We could have 100 assist guys this year, too.
It's true.
And how do you sneeze out 100 assists? What, done 7 times in the history of hockey?
Yep.
7 times? But that's my 3. What's your 3?
Okay, so my number 3, I actually don't have McDavid, believe it or not.
I almost left him out too.
It was tough. It's a tough year. I have Quinn Hughes as my number 3.
Wow.
He's up there in assists, he's up there in plus minus, and he's doing all this as a defenseman. I think that has to be respected. Number 2, I got Austin Matthews, and number 1, I got McKinnon.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't have Kucherov. Quinn Hughes, he is very viable, but I'd say top 5. Obviously, you take him over McKinnon, because the other one
over McDavid.
Over McDavid, because there's 2 other guys you got to think of, and Panarin in New York. You got to give him a sniff, because he's having quite the season.
Roman Josi in Nashville.
And even Roman Josi.
Because he's coming up like Secretariat.
Yeah, but I think it was Dreger, too, or Elliot Friedman that pointed it out quite eloquently when you think about it. If you just lined up these guys 4 seasons, and look who's won Hart trophies in the last 10 years, all 4 of these guys would have eclipsed any of these seasons. That blows me away. That's good for the NHL. How come they don't promote that more? Why don't we know? Like, we know when Anthony Edwards bangs his head in a headboard. We know when Draymond gets thrown out, but we don't know that we have 2 guys that are doing something this spectacular. Come on.
I think the Canadian fans know. Maybe it's not as well advertised in the States, but it's because hockey is a niche sport.
I hate when he says that. But he has done one thing for me, BOH, that I've listened to him wisely, and I have not listened so much to the NHL Network.
Don't. Just
I try
throw
to
that in the
ignore
trash where it belongs.
Because with my 4-screen setup, right? Sometimes when I'm down there, I just leave on NHL Network to see what's going on. And some of the broadcasting is just atrocious.
I'd rather watch paint dry, to be honest.
There you go.
Oh, thank you very much.
Do you have a top 3 for the Heart?
To be honest, I haven't watched more than 10 minutes of the NHL this season.
Look
Fair
at him.
enough.
He came in. He says, I'm not talking hockey. I got to get out of here. Let's get to baseball.
A couple more things for hockey. Noah Hanifin signed an 8-year extension with Vegas, $7.35 per. That's an absolute steal. We'll take him to 35.
I think that's one of the best contracts we're going to see in a while. I bet you a lot of people walked over and said, I bet you we should have taken him for that money at his age.
But how many teams were going to be able to sign him for that? I think Vegas got him because of the no tax reason there.
Oh, that's true too. And you know what? Vegas is always cutting guys to keep their cap in line. How they do that. This was a great. If he
gives him an outside chance to sign back Marchessault this summer too, because of how low the cap
exactly.
is.
And not only that, when you think about it, this guy, and if he just plays like he's done this year for the next 7 years, they got a deal. Mm-hmm. When you think about it, when I seen that too, with 7.5 against cap, I thought it would be higher. Riley makes more.
7.5.
Less than that. Riley makes more, right?
I think he makes 7.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And who's the guy that you wanted to shout out to? I forget. One of the guys on our list that didn't he not leave is retiring?
Oh, Silverberg?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to retire after this year. Big shout out to him. I've always liked Jacob Silverberg.
How many years did he play? 13?
Oh.
Less.
Around that, I'd say.
13?
Yeah. Good two-way winger.
Yep.
Always liked him.
Yep.
And Sidney Crosby became the 10th all-time leader in points, tied Phil Esposito, and he became the 14th player to hit 1,000 career assists.
Unbelievable. And you know what? When I did my list, like it was an outside around the circle, if someone had to make me do 5 players for MVP, I would have had to put Kucherov in. But one of my Quinn Hughes is a great pick, by the way. I have no qualms about that. But what was I just saying? Sidney Crosby, he's got Pittsburgh in the playoffs.
Yeah.
As we speak, they're a wild card team. Do you want to play Pittsburgh in the first round?
I can't believe they crawled back in.
Oh, and then you've got to give St. Patrick some love because he's got the Islanders in there. So 6 weeks ago, were we calling the Islanders and Pittsburgh in the playoffs? Not a chance. We weren't even
We thought it was Red Wings and Flyers.
Oh,
I didn't
100%.
think the bottom
Red
was going to
Wings,
fly out there.
No kidding. But first of all, the Islanders getting in. Like the way Patrick got them in the back door, and then Pittsburgh secretarying it down the outside is unbelievable. And their last 2 games are winnable, aren't they?
Well, they got 3 games left to Penguins.
And I think all are winnable. That loss to Toronto
versus Boston versus Nashville at the Islanders, so not exactly easy
I thought
games.
it was. Then who's got the other? Then the other teams got. Who the Islanders playing?
Islanders got.
Well, they got Pittsburgh.
They got at New York, at New Jersey versus Pittsburgh.
Jack Hughes is gone for the season. Anytime you play Jersey, it should be over. Oh, by the way,
at the Rangers though, that's going to be tough.
By the way, what were your Toronto Maple Leafs doing against New Jersey the other night? What do you call that going into the playoffs?
It's the end of season. Games get weird. I'm not going to look too much into that. Everything went wrong for the Leafs, and we still managed to keep it within a goal. I'm fine.
It was so bad. It was ugly. It was worse than the worst girlfriend I've ever had in my life. Okay?
Samsonov got hung up out to dry on a couple of the goals.
Like I was looking around going, what area code of those defensemen is? And you know what that was?
One of the Timo Meyer goal. Like, that one was just
oh, my God.
Connor Dewar was tied up and then just a perfect shot.
But
so
was Brody playing the other night?
Brody, was he in?
Yeah,
he was.
He was out there for a couple of those things. So
you know who's been coming up strong, though, the last couple weeks? Jake McCabe.
Okay, so if you start the playoffs tonight, I'm going to say, if I'm going to start the playoffs tonight for the Toronto Maple Leafs, here are my 6 defensemen.
Okay.
I'm taking Riley. I'm taking Labushkin, or whatever his name is. I'm taking Benoit. I'm taking McCabe. I'm taking Giordano. And I'm taking...
Liljegren?
Okay. I thought about Timmins, but he's been so bad I couldn't get him in the lineup.
Not Brody, though.
No Brody. Brody does not start first game of the playoffs because he'll be so hungry to get on the ice that maybe he'll play like he did last year.
I think he's going to get game 1, but if he has a bad game 1, game 2, then they're going to scratch him.
Okay, so how many times, BOH, and we'll move on, how many times in the last 6 shows have we brought up, this Brody guy? I know he's making money. I know he's a top guy. I know he's Riley's
He's had some
friend.
off-ice issues, too.
Oh, okay.
It's been a rough year for him personally.
BOH, his assist total would be higher if they gave it to the guys that he scored on the other team. They'd have at least 10 more assists this year. And he did it again the other night in the Jersey game. He panicked in the corner and threw it around, and who was there? Guy in the boards picked it up, put it out in front, the red light went on. I went, what's going on here? It was horrible. Just
That's
horrible.
bad.
But that would be my 6. That would be my 6. But don't you think wouldn't it make Brody, you're hungry to get on. You know what I mean? Like they put you in the press box first game, aren't you hungry? You're going to be, I better tighten my shoes a little bit tighter, you know what I mean? Because another guy I'm arguing with too is, I believe Robertson should start in the playoffs.
He might, depending on health. I think it depends on if Yarncroke is healthy or not.
So him and Reeves both go in the lineup?
Yeah.
Really? That'd be interesting. I can't see.
They play on different lines.
Agreed.
Robertson's a third line guy. Reeves is a fourth line guy.
Okay, if they could fit it in, because for the energy that they're going to bring to the room, and the toughness. Like Robertson ain't the biggest guy, but he ain't afraid to go in the corner. Put him on a line with Nyes more. But who would center that line?
Pontus Holmberg. He's looking good on the third line.
He's looked great. So put those 3 together and leave him alone. I heard a great question last night. Do you think that they're going to leave the Matthews, Bertuzzi, Domi line
100%.
together for the whole playoffs?
I hope so.
Whole playoffs, I don't know.
I
That
like
depends.
Domi and Matthews on the same line together.
Yeah, I know. For your 10 minutes of watching.
That's my 10 minutes of watching.
You noticed
That's
that,
my boy,
didn't you? And with Bertuzzi on the other side.
Have Marner on the second line.
Yeah, because those guys make their own lines like Nylander. He makes his line, so we don't have to worry about shit like that. But it's really, really cool to see, and I don't know why it took Keefe so long. He's always been throwing combinations down. Why it took him so long? Because once those guys went together, it was like freaking peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, yeah.
It just went, whoa. These guys, and you know what? The banging factor, which goes to show, another factor why you put Matthews in there is nobody pushes Matthews around anymore.
He pushes guys around
He
himself.
pushes guys around now. It's like the maturation process, I guess. I don't know. Because most of the time Matthews is on the ice. 9 out of 10 times he's the biggest guy out there.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's a big boy. And he moves well. Like people, you know what? Because sometimes the big guys don't look like they're going as fast. Bullshit. Matthews is a great skater,
Yeah,
too.
he's not the fastest guy in the ice most of the time, but, I mean, the guy can move.
Okay, yeah, maybe not the fastest, but he's got hockey speed. And, you know what they say about
Yeah,
football speed? That A to B? You don't have to run the 4-4. You just have to know to make this space at this fast. Matthews does it with Domi. And you see Domi, and you know his game the other night, BOH, in which we're not going to talk about anymore because we got to get to our baseball thing of the show. His hockey stuff's out of control. Fighting stuff's out of control now, completely. It's come back full blown. It's 1976 again. However, I will put into this. When Matthews was scrumming with the guy on Jersey the other night, and Domi didn't see it, and all Domi just seen was the turnaround last whack at Matthews.
Oh, yeah.
Domi, come right over there. You don't do that to our boy.
Nope.
You don't do that. See, Domi immediately. And you know what I didn't like? How come Domi got all the extra?
I didn't understand
I
that.
didn't either. He got 17 minutes. Buddy got 5. How do you do? You both get in a fight. You're hassling with...
I mean, they have been calling it like that this year, so, I mean, at least it's been consistent.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, they've been, with the Instigator this year, they've been pretty...
Instigator and 10, right? 2 and 10, right?
If they keep up with that in the playoffs, so that's all I gotta say. Keep it consistent then.
Oh, I don't think if Crosby gets in a fight in the playoffs, they're not gonna put him on off the ice for 17 minutes. That's crazy though. Just think that's just a domino. 2 minutes,
Sure.
5 minutes, and 10. But he got 5. He didn't even get 2. They got a power play out of it. It's crazy. I said, and you know what? I had to turn up the TV because I was listening to the Blue Jays of all things. I listened to the Blue Jay game. What's going on in the Jersey game? And I backed it up. Greatest thing, listen to all your sports on PVR. Just start recording, talk the dog, and come back. And that's why I didn't watch the Jays game. I went out and started it so I could control all 3. But that's crazy when you see that. When you see what happened. That guy was just as much as a mofo as Domi. Domi calls him out and gets 17, bro. 17. The other night, when the guy came after Gallagher for the fight that they had previously in the Philly game, and Gallagher got the extra. Why? Because Gallagher, they said, okay, you want to go, buddy? Here, smacked him in the head. Gallagher got the extra, and I didn't know because they were going to go.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Which gets us back to the other thing I want to say about hockey is we can't talk about player safety anymore because it's the players that are causing the shit now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they go to their shit and they say, oh, what about this? No, it's all over now. Especially like these last couple fights we've seen in the Philadelphia game. There was a fight in the Dallas game the other night. These guys are just going, screw you.
Sure.
You know, it's getting to be a little bit more wild, wild west. However, I still believe I don't see this going on in the playoffs.
No, it won't. We've talked about this before. No.
Yeah, I don't see it going that way, but we'll have to see.
Want to move on to the player poll?
Okay, yeah. What did you like about it?
I was surprised that Vasilevsky won the goalie question by
so much. I was too. Who were you talking? You were going to be Hellebuck?
I would have voted Hellebuck.
I did too, and he was down the list because Sirkin still got a lot of love.
But I mean, it was kind of like Vasilevsky was the clear number 1, and then it was kind of like 2A, 2A. It was all, everyone else was kind of close after that. Shesterkin, Sorokin, Hellebuck, Saros were all within a percentage and a half.
But that weirded me out because I thought that Demko didn't get enough love.
I mean, we didn't see who was the number 6, so it could have very well been him.
Because I just said, where'd Demko? Because some of these guys are coming on late. This is NHLPA too, though,
yeah,
right?
and this was also recorded, I believe, in
February.
Yeah.
February is when they put it out.
But I think it was even taken earlier.
Just after the New Year's, I heard it was just like, but it came out in February, so that means they had to do it the last week of January. Mm-hmm. So it was like a January poll. So how did Sirkin get that much freaking love back then? That's what gets me.
Reputation. How did Vasilevsky win by that much? Reputation.
Because he came back in and he solidified Tampa. Tampa made the move. I could get it. I get why, and I'm still saying it was overblown. It was overblown.
Some nights you're like,
I seen those 9 irons he's letting in more than I've ever let him see. But Sirkin is a guy, because I picked him, BOH, before the season started. We had to pick who was going to win the award. I picked Sirkin of the Islanders to win the Vezina. This guy, Sorokin, whatever his name is, but anyway, he couldn't stop a beach ball for a while.
And he finished 3rd on this.
And I checked the poll, and I said, "Whoa, my boy got this much love."
Shesterkin and like both these guys, the Islanders and Rangers goalies, I feel like they were starting to come back on strong when this player poll was taken, so that kind of makes sense.
I remember, I don't know about Sorokin then, because I was cringing going, what happened to the guy? And the Islanders were 8 points out of a playoff sport at least.
Well, it's also because the team couldn't score, but.
And I think this pool was even done before Patrick took over the Islanders, if you do the timeline.
Ooh, maybe. But they're starting to look a little bit hot before then, too, but we'll see.
Yeah. I like the fact that Nylander and Austin Matthews were on the top dressed list.
Pasternak won that, though.
Yeah, Pasternak won it out. But I'm saying, you know why I like that? Because one of the arguments I always make is if Russell Westbrook is wearing a G-string, everybody knows about it. But the hockey guys dress pretty badass, and they don't kind of get the same thing. Or sometimes hockey players don't drab. They don't get their personalities out there.
Yeah.
And I think that's a better selling point if you get your guys out there, right?
Like my boy Grady Dick.
Oh, Grady, he's a man, and he's still getting it there. That's probably why I got the shaving commercial.
That's right.
And he's got another commercial now, too, doesn't he? But let's not go there.
And Montreal's back on top for best ice in the league.
Yep.
34%.
Yeah. And they say one of the best atmospheres still is Montreal to go to play, isn't it?
That was voted number 5.
Yeah. What was number 1 again? Vegas.
Vegas, Carolina, Boston, Denver.
Carolina, you know why it gets props?
Why?
Because of golf. They don't say it.
No, but it's the toughest team to play in as a visiting team. That has nothing to do with golf.
What do they? I thought it says like your hockey environment. Oh, there's tough.
Which arena is the toughest to play in as a visiting team? Carolina, number 2.
Yeah, that's why I put them on my power list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know people like say if there's a layover in Carolina, they don't bitch because there's like 17 golf courses 3 minutes from the arena, so all the boys are happy. But I know there's that factor in there. There's a few other things I go like, what do you got to pull on? Like, Didn't they have a defensive thing in there?
What defenseman would you want on your team for one game?
Yeah.
Best playmaker.
Yeah.
Marner, number 5, best playmaker.
Well, I think he should have been there. I thought maybe he should have been number higher. McKinnon was number 1, right?
No, Kucherov actually number 1 playmaker.
Well, I didn't agree with that because I'm going, even though Kucherov's supposed to be my boy, I said, come on, McKinnon.
No, not even top 5 for playmakers.
And you know what was weird about the list, too, was Kyle McCarr was considered the best guy, and Hughes wasn't it Yossi that came in ahead of him?
It's
all three should
McCarr,
have
Hedman, Yossi, Quinn Hughes, Adam Fox, top 5.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. I thought he should have been higher. Quinn Hughes should have been higher, getting the love you gave him for putting him in the All-Star conversation. Because he's been out there. I'm just saying that
Vancouver. It's a reputation thing too, though.
Obviously, because that was done back in January. If they redid it right now, what would you say?
I think you'd still get similar results.
Really?
Yeah.
Quinn Hughes is
because you're building up a portfolio right over so many years.
So okay, now they
hockey guys are all built like that.
The traditions they say are thicker than gravy, but that's not my point. The bottom line is when you see the James Norris Trophy comes out. And Hughes doesn't get it this year. What are you going to say? What if Fox gets it because of the New York crowd?
No, Fox isn't going to get it.
No, he doesn't. I don't think he's even tough. That's why I think the Rangers are going to go out in the first round. They'll be the upset, my prediction. The team that gets knocked out.
But they're going to play like someone like Philly or Pittsburgh.
If they play Pittsburgh, they better be worried. They're going to
beat Pittsburgh. Power rankings?
Power rankings, okay.
I'll start us off.
Okay.
Number 5, a team that hasn't been on my power rankings in some time. The Winnipeg Jets. They've won 6 or 7 of their last games. Come on.
Really? Winnipeg?
Number 5.
Wow.
Number 4, Boston. Number 3, the New York Rangers. Number 2, the Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh, you're killing me.
And number 1, the Dallas Stars.
Okay, so our lists are pretty close, okay? Because my 3, 2, and 1 are Carolina, Boston, Dallas.
Although it might be Dallas Vegas first round. I don't know if you saw that. That's conference finals in the first round material.
My number 4 is Colorado, and my number 5 is Oilers.
I thought about the Oilers.
I do too. You know what? Their defense is better than it looks. Buddy's had a huge season, Alcombe, scoring wise, and the other guy scored a bunch of points. CC or whatever his name is.
Yeah, but he's a little suspect in his own end.
But he gets the puck out. They're going there. They got 6 guys all moving forward, and they're all big. I don't think Nurse is far and away not their best defenseman. You could say he's their 4th best defenseman.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
You know what I mean? At the beginning of the season, he was talking about he was supposed to be the man. I watch the Edmonton games. He's not the man. He's like the 4th. He's not Brody either. He doesn't do that. But no. I'm saying I really think that like Paul Coffey joining this team has made a huge difference just in the way those defensemen play because they're now all playing the same. Like the way they move the puck out, the way they do their shit. Yeah. But look at it earlier in the year. And if you're going to say that, well, then why isn't Toronto doing that with their 6? Huh. They don't look the same. They don't look the same shift as shift. Alone during
we'll
the game.
See.
We're going to see during the playoffs. In any event.
Our Saturday night pick, I'm ready to go?
Yes, I am.
First up,
how close are we now? What is it down to now?
Let's see. I believe I am 3 off of you.
Yes, it's close.
I'm losing by 3. Last week he slapped me, so.
Yes. That was a good time. It was a good time to be a guesser. And you know what? I had 4 to 5, like 5 times. You know who killed it for me? San Jose late.
Oh, wow.
They beat St. Louis.
All 3 times tickets. This year.
Yeah, and you know what? I had 3 tickets that I was waiting for the last game. They went into freaking overtime. So I had 3, and I had crazy tickets like I had like NBA.
Okay,
NCAA.
no one listening cares about your betting, so let's move on. First up, New York Islanders versus the New York Rangers. I'm going to take the Islanders on the road. They are red hot.
I think so, too, and I don't think the Rangers have enough to play for. And I think that the Long Island crowd will show up at the Gardens, and it'll just be a melee. Should be fun. I'm taking the Isles, too.
BOH, who do you got?
For this one, I like the Rangers, to be honest. Yep, home game. I think they're the right pick today for sure.
All right.
At home Saturday night?
At home Saturday night.
Isles and Rangers. Okay.
Seattle Kraken at the Dallas Stars. I'm going to take Dallas at home.
All day. Like I'm taking them to win. I think they're going to win it all, maybe.
I like the dog here, to be personal.
Ooh.
What?
Seattle.
Wow. On the road on Dallas on a Saturday night?
This looks like the let-up game for Dallas, to be honest.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. Go. Full disclosure, this guy makes some of the stupidest bets I've ever thinks and wins.
Okay.
He puts it later. I go, I can't believe you're going to bet that. Then he'll take a little picture, text me the picture, and I go, I'll be damned.
We'll see then. We'll have to see.
Yes, definitely.
Winnipeg Jets at the Colorado Avalanche. I'm going to take the Avs to win at home to break Winnipeg's streak.
And Avs, I don't even think lost on a Saturday night this year at home. They got a crazy record at home. What do you see their home
Didn't the
record?
Leafs beat them in Colorado this year?
I think that was in Toronto.
No, that was in Colorado.
In Colorado?
They beat them in
on
Colorado
a Saturday
on a
night?
Saturday. This is like a couple months ago,
Yeah, I remember that game. Was that really?
Yeah.
But I know the record anyway, the record at home anyway is way better than the road record, which I don't understand.
BOH.
Colorado.
I got Colorado today.
Okay.
Avs across the board?
The former Nordiques.
Yes.
Buffalo at Florida. I'm going to take Florida to win at home.
All day.
Agreed.
Okay.
All in agreement. New Jersey Devils at the Philadelphia Flyers. I'm going to take the Devils for the road upset. Flyers are just collapsing.
That's like asking me, do I want a kick in the head or a kick in the balls? Like, come on. And Jack Hughes isn't playing anymore. Like, is Philadelphia completely out of it now? They can still go.
They could still make it.
I'm going to take Philly for the fight. Even though Torts, what's going on with Torts and the team? Think he wrecked it?
I think Torts might want to get fired so he can go after that GM job in Columbus.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm taking Philly. Who you're taking, Jersey?
Jersey.
I got Philly today. They're also honoring Wayne Simmons today before the game, too.
Oh, that's right.
Signed a one-day contract to retire with them.
That's right.
So
you're still taking Jersey for the
I'm going to
upset?
still take Jersey. Tampa Bay Lightning at the Washington Capitals. I'm going to take the Capitals to win at home.
I'm going to say I'm taking Tampa Bay to beat them on the road to put them out of their misery. Because tonight they lose, Washington cannot get in, can they?
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be, yeah. So I'm going to say Tampa Bay puts a nail in the coffin.
Agreed. Tampa Bay.
Who do you like?
I like Washington at
You're
home.
liking what? Yeah.
They've been looking pretty good since trade deadline. Montreal at Ottawa. I'm going to take Ottawa to win at home and secure Montreal's spot as dead last in the Atlantic.
I'm taking Montreal in principle. I'm taking Slavaski. That we have an ongoing bet here, BOH. We said who was going to score 25 goals first. Matthew Nyes or my boy Slavaski at Montreal, and I'm loving this bet. What's he got now, 19?
19, I believe. 18 or 19.
18 and 19, and Nyes has got 15, right? Or 13.
15 or 16.
Yeah, he's got 15, but...
It's going to come down to next season either way.
Oh, I know that, but I mean, it's interesting that your boy had a nice little... Like, Christmas time, your boy was looking better.
Sure.
Because he was playing...
He had some rough stretches.
Yeah, but our boy just figured out, I'm big, I can go to the net, I can shoot.
Well, we'll see then.
You know what I mean? And I have to really back off on my boy because I've said Suzuki's not number one center, and he's now going to score 80 points, but that's another story. Continue.
Montreal or Ottawa, who do you like, BOH?
I got to fade the Habs. You know, I'm in front of Cruz, so sounds like the right thing to do.
Detroit at Toronto. I'm going to take the Leafs to win at home.
All day.
I got to fade Andrew. I got to take Detroit.
Oh, ho, ho.
Okay.
Columbus at Nashville. I'm going to take the Preds to win at home.
All day.
I agree. Preds look good.
Look great. No one's going to want to face them.
I was just going to say that. No one's going to want to face the Preds, and their goalie's looking good again.
Saros?
He's been looking solid, yeah. And with Yossi in front of him and the other dude, they have two, right?
Forsberg just set the record, too, for most goals for a Predator in a season.
Yeah, like they're...
Outside shot at 50, actually, too, now.
Yeah, because he got, what, 47?
46.
Yeah, 46. Yeah, I don't think he'll make it, but I was shocked.
Never know.
I was looking at all
Against Columbus, that's your night to...
there you go. There you go.
Boston at Pittsburgh. I'm going to take the Penguins to win at home. They need this one.
And Boston doesn't care. I'm taking the Pens, too.
Same, Pens.
All on Pittsburgh. Vancouver at Edmonton. I'm going to take the Oilers to win at home.
After you put Vancouver on your power team, Winnipeg you put.
No Thatcher Demko. They're missing another guy, too, aren't they?
And
I
they're
could be
missing,
wrong.
McDavid might not play.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, McDavid. Who are you taking?
I'm taking Edmonton.
I'm still taking the Oilers, too.
You want the Oilers?
Oilers, yeah.
I'll take the Oilers. Do you think anything's going to come out of this Corey Perry calling out Evander Kane thing? That was cool to do.
I mean, if it wakes him up for playoffs, we'll see. I still think Kane's the hands there are a little bit of an issue after that skate injury there. They got stepped on.
You know, when you say that, there seems to be something because he just doesn't seem to be able to get his hands on the stick on the puck in front of the net anymore. And I've seen him get set up and just not be able to. It's not even there. Yeah, it's kind of weird. In any event.
Anaheim at LA. I'm going to take LA. I imagine both you guys are both on LA.
LA all day.
Yes, that doesn't even count.
And last and probably least, we have the Minnesota Wild at the San Jose Sharks. Sharks have fooled us before, but I'm going to take Minnesota on the road.
Give me the dog. San Jose upset the last game against Seattle. Give me the dog again.
And not only that, they always seem to pull off a Saturday night thing. Maybe Neil Young's in the house. I don't know. But they burned me on Saturday
You going
night.
for the Sharks?
I'm taking the Sharks.
Okay.
Because it's too late for Minnie now.
Yeah,
Minnie
they're
had their run,
eliminated.
and I think they're not going to try that hard either. So
You never know, though. You're playing for pride if you guys playing for contracts.
always,
They're
I think you
straight
should,
up just a better team than San Jose. We know that.
I just think they should just play hard because that's the way it is. You're getting paid. You're
Agreed.
a professional. Let's do your thing. You know what I mean?
Now on to the feature presentation of this week's episode.
Yes, it is.
MLB.
MLB. Welcome to the Toronto Blue Jays in their season. It's kind of like a preseason, prognostication, but not necessarily.
Yeah, we got
Early season prognostication.
Yeah, I heard
10 games.
10 games. What we've discussed, and I want to shout out to Paul Semenuk about this, is the fact that he conferred this first 10 games, I think I told you this, right, is like judging a football team after it's played the first half of the first game of the season. It's pretty, what do you think about it, right? I mean,
not wrong.
What's 10 games? What's 10 games?
Nothing.
And,
Very
what I mean?
minor.
And it's the first half, so you got to look at it that way.
Well, my rule is I don't even look at the standings till mid-May.
That's what I try to do. I'm still at the old school. Remember, I always say win 20 before you lose 20, even though we're 2 games behind, right? You know what really?
Time to fix that.
What's that?
There's time to fix that.
All time in the world to do that. But what's scaring me is look at everybody above us in our division already. Like we're 3-4 games behind everybody, and it's not even May. We're 6-8. Boston's over 500. Tampa Bay just went back over 500. The Yankees are what, 9-3. Baltimore's going to win the division.
I don't know about that.
Whoa, who do you think? It's going to come down.
My money's on Baltimore.
Me too. But we'll get to that a little bit later. But I'm saying
I think the Yankees get a wild card spot.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Well, we're going to get that.
wanna save that for the end?
Yeah, we're going to
Okay.
save that for the end. We're going to get there. But in any event, is there anything that, just before we get into the meat and potatoes of this, is there anything about the beginning of this season that surprised you?
Pitcher injuries.
Oh, we're going to get to that in a minute.
Well, that might have to do with the pitch clock, which I know you want to bring up.
I'm starting to believe it's other things. I thought maybe some guys had affected, but I'm not necessarily agreeing with that. But we'll get that in a second. I'm talking about the surprises like Pittsburgh coming out of the thing going 9-3.
They did this last year, too. I'm not buying what they're selling.
But what about Kansas City now?
What about the Tigers?
The Tigers okay, but now I'm looking. I'm gonna. Full disclosure, you know I'm picking to win that division, don't you?
The garbage heap division?
Yeah, no, it's just so bad. But look at Cleveland showing up again already. You know what I mean? Like I'm going, but it's like I said, it's only 10 or 12 games. And look at the game last night, Dodgers and San Diego. Dodgers, the classic. This is going to be the team of the season. What was the final? 8-7 San Diego?
Yeah, extra innings.
Extra innings, just a mess of a game. But that's always because we got a mess of pitching going on, which should bring us to, if you want to start off, this thing called, do we have a pandemic of injuries for pitchers in baseball right now? It's a big subject.
It's getting there.
Okay, so I'm going to I did a little bit of research. First of all, there has been less Tommy John surgeries this year in the minors and the majors so far than there's been on an average in the last 5 years, which totally caught me off guard.
But still so early in the season.
Okay, so
I would wait till the end of the season until we could say, like, how's...
Okay, but anyways,
how are
they're
things
saying
gonna fully turn
at
out?
this point in time, they were saying at this point in the seasons of all the time that's going on, we would, they were saying that there's less for starters, okay? There's been less injuries.
I wouldn't read too deep into that, though. I'd wait till the end of the season, then we can get a full picture of what happened.
Okay, so number 2 is we're saying, what about the pitch clock? Is the pitch clock got guys going up a little quicker than they think they should be going and rushing there, and is it their mechanics? No, they've made no clause about this. However, when you start with a kid who's 15 years old and you tell him velocity makes you money, and you've only got so many shots in the arm, and you're throwing all year, all the time, you don't play hockey, you don't play any other sport, you're just working on your arm. The mechanics of that is, should you get your Tommy John surgery done in high school?
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's like
wait a second here.
It's like a
A
stepping
rite of
stone for
passage
these
or
young
whatever?
pitchers. Yeah, rite of passage, yeah.
Okay, but here's the problem now. Velocity equals money. Someone hears, you pop the mitt. Guess what? Scout goes, what was on the radar?
You're getting paid.
You're getting paid for velocity, but they're not telling you about what it's going to do. So not only that, you're increasing the torque on your arm, That's what I say it is. And the more I've been researching, the more people I talk to.
I brought this up at the show last year, and you shut me down.
No,
on
I'm going to
this.
say you're right. You may be right about the torque. You could be right, but not only the torque, changing the type of pitch you use when your arm, when you have been using it all the time. Like this new pitch, that slurve, whatever they call it.
Slurve?
Yeah,
Slurve,
yeah. When they throw that, did you see your elbow when you're coming out of that to throw it? So my theory is this. You're talking about these guys that have velocity, pace, guys burning their arms out too soon because they're pitching since they're 15. These pitching academies, did you know that 5 of the 6 guys that went out all were at a pitching academy? That's Strider, that's, what's his name, Bieber on Cleveland, Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole.
Who else has gone out?
Yuri Perez.
All those guys went to pitching academies. Chris Bassett never went to a pitching academy. I'm not the biggest fan now, but I am not his biggest fan. However, what does he do is he pitched. And one of the numbers I've seen that blew me away was this. Did you know Tyler Gaznow that just got signed, they stole him from whatchamacallit? When he went out with his arm problem in Tampa Bay, he was throwing harder, more strikeouts, less innings, dropped 2 miles per hour off his fastball, pitched double the innings, and less strikeouts, but his ERA went down. That's one guy. And they're just showing that in a span of 2 years. Like, what went on? So what are we doing here? Shouldn't we teach the guys to pitch instead of just throw?
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
You know, like, come on. Like Bassett's going to pitch another 5 years. That guy barely hits 90. Even though he's a head case. You know I think about him. But place your pitches and move the ball around.
Greg Maddux, man.
Wasn't
that's
what I'm saying.
fastest guy, but like he could put that ball anywhere he wanted in the strike zone.
Ryan Dempster I listened to Ryan Dempster about it, who was a star. Remember Dempster? Played for Chicago, played for the Red Sox and all them, Ryan Dempster. He said the biggest thing is when he was young and he was out there and they were throwing a football around and stuff, I forget who had told him, one Hall of Famer come up to him, could have been Burt Bylevin, and said, why are you throwing the ball like this? It's December. When do you take a rest? Because what they're also saying is that all these kids end up playing for high-end college teams. They play up for high-end baseball teams. They're playing all around the country, and they're throwing all year round. When do you rest your arm?
Yeah.
There's another problem. So I don't know what the solution is, but if you get a Garrett Cole contract, what's a couple seasons when you're getting your Tommy John fixed? You see the economics.
How's your life going to look like after your career, though? That's the thing, too.
I think you could still find a lot of joy with $300 million.
In constant pain?
You're going to see Dr. Feelgood. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, that's great. Just put them on drugs. Get them addicted.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying there's always a Dr. Feelgood.
That's not a good thing, though.
No, and they were saying that some of the things, too, because sometimes like, these guys beef themselves up. So what they do is they beat the body up for the extra thing, and naturally your body's not built that way. Like, you can build your arm wrong. Like, if you're built to be 6'2" to carry 210, you could be 6'2" and carry 240, depending on your bone structure. So you start changing what the mechanics of your arm can do, and bingo, you got all these guys on the DL. Yep. Agreed?
Yep.
That's what they're saying. So there's no, like, I really studied this week, and they were even talking about another thing. Do you know that there is... they did 5-year increments, okay? So they started so you go back 5 years is 2019, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then they went back to 2009. Do you know how many pitches that were thrown over 100 miles an hour in 2009?
Oh, barely any.
83.
Yeah.
Do you know how many pitches were thrown over 100 miles an hour in 2023?
I'm willing to bet it's over 1,000.
3,000.
Wow.
That's in 15 years. When I seen that number, I went, whoa, wait a second.
Yeah, because 10 years ago, who was the only guy who was like throwing 100 miles? It was the closer. What's his name?
Oh, I forget.
Billy Koch and Randy Johnson.
Oh, yeah, Billy Koch could throw him. But look at his arm fell right off.
Yeah.
He was that guy, but he had horrible mechanics. That's why his arm fell off. Remember?
He had velo, though. He had the velo.
Yeah, but he played for us.
Yeah.
Remember, he was supposed to be our name closer, and his arm just fell off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But isn't that an insane number? Think about that. In 2009, that's 15 years. Yeah. In 2009, it went from like 80-something to 3,000 pitches, and I went, that's just
Well, yeah, because now guy throws like 102, and you don't even you're like, oh, okay. Like it doesn't get like a wow like it did 15 years ago.
But they say when you're young it does. When the scouts wrote that, the young guys are coming up. The scouts hear. It's like when you watch that movie with Clint Eastwood, he could hear the pitch. Oh, what was that sound? Because remember, he's losing his eyes. He had his daughter to get the hearing, but he goes, you hear that pitch? Whoa. And you go, oh, what was that? How did he make that sound? Velo.
But a lot of scouts now are looking at spin rate.
That's what's even worse.
True.
That's what's worse, because now, that's what I'm saying, that's more torque on your arm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would rather have a guy that pitched 92 if I knew that every pitch he was going to throw, he knew where it was going. And that's one of the things I don't like about Bassett, because I don't want him to have 8 pitches. Give me 5. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's why that's why Pete Walker should go to the Hall of Fame. It's pitching coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People should start looking what he's doing. Look, he took Kikuchi and rebuilt this guy and said, oh, by the way, now you're throwing a changeup. You know what I mean? Because Kikuchi throws that changeup coming straight out of his fastball.
I wouldn't give Pete all the credit, though. He also went to Driveline with Jeff Howell.
Did he?
Kikuchi, yeah, they brought in Jeff Howell to help him in the offseason last year.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And he's just a floating guy. He goes and sees everybody.
He's a Driveline guy, yeah.
Yeah. And not like, he's like the pitcher whisperer.
He is, yeah.
Yeah. I did not know he did that.
Yeah.
Explain that Driveline for people that might not know.
Okay.
Driveline's basically an academy for pitchers where they, look at velo, velocity, spin rate, and how they can, better use their secondary pitches off their fastball using, the velocity and the spin rate. The big factor is spin rate, how well they can spin the ball.
Oh, that's 100%. But what they do is, and they put them in, like, when you get a video.
They put them on all the gear, like the video game gear.
Yeah, they video game gear them.
Yeah.
So then they say, your motion does this, your motion. So what they do is they make you pitch
change
a
your
bunch
elbow,
of time.
change your elbow
and then they put you on the screen and say, okay, no, don't do it this. See what you did there? Now, if you did this, watch this. The
Yeah,
guy
they use.
tries and sing.
Oh my God, I forgot the name of the technology.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Where they have like all the cameras set
Yeah.
dots on you.
Yes. So they make you go.
Motion capture.
Okay, yeah. So what they do is, that's what I heard. I didn't know they do that. This guy just comes in and puts you on. Then he puts you on the TV and tells you, no, don't throw that pitch anymore. No, throw this one. But he's not thinking about the strength of your elbow.
Spin rate.
Yeah, that's all he's telling you to do. And then you leave his camp and you go right to Tommy John.
Dr. James Andrews licking his lips.
Is he still alive?
That's the last I heard. I'm not sure.
He's been around since you were a kid,
Yeah.
man. He's been doing this.
He's
he was
a specialist.
He was the guy. You know what? Remember he would say, Dave Steve's going to see James Andrews. Tom Glavine's going to see. It was never a good thing.
No.
Oh, really?
Oh no!
Instant Tommy John.
If you were going to see Dr. James Andrews, there was nothing good about that. Nobody ever came back from a 15-day disabled-ness going to see Dr. Andrews. He was always in Florida too, eh?
Yeah,
Down the street from Dunedin.
Yeah, Dr. James Andrews.
Yeah, set up down the street from Dunedin.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're gonna have to wait to see what the rest of the season unfolds.
For sure.
Because look, we're looking in our own back door. We got 2 guys we got to worry about. One of them is Gozman, but I'm going to give him his 6 starts. Just have no breaking ball, not enough time in camp, so he's the opposite. Got to warm the guy up. And the other guy we got to worry about is our buddy Manoah. What's he doing in Buffalo?
Can't throw strikes.
97 miles an hour, and he's like the guy from Major League.
Yeah.
Hear that? Picked off 3 guys that are starting Buffalo already. He's nailed 3 guys. Guys are bailing out. 97 on the clock, though. He had the heat. He had movement.
Just can't find the zone.
Can't find the zone. So that is repairable. That's what I'm on like. It's not structural. So is it maybe he lost too much weight?
Could be a factor.
Because that changes motion. Remember that? Remember CC Sabathia? We talked about that.
Yeah.
He was the one that said it. That came up. So maybe that's it. Because they told me, when I heard it, you must have heard the report too, eh?
Yeah.
Nailed 3 guys. First 8 batters hit 3.
Look at his Dunedin numbers last week.
Oh.
1 inning, 8 runs,
5
walks.
5 walks, 2 hit batters.
Yeah, a single A.
He's hitting guys all the time. The thing, he's on the clock at 97.
Cruz, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Why was Manoah on the opening day roster when they showed him at home opener on Monday?
He wasn't on the roster. They just let him go.
He should have been in AAA or in Buffalo.
Right, but he just announced him because they're trying to give him confidence.
Build his ego, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because he was the 26th guy introduced. It was 26. It was only supposed to be 25.
I didn't like that.
What is
I
the
didn't-
26-man roster now?
But he was there. But he
wasn't
then
on the
they-
roster.
They had then he was an extra introduced.
So he's
Yeah.
the 27th then.
Yeah, the 27th. Yeah, he was because I thought about that. Hey, wait a second. He's not even on the roster. How he's on there? But I think that's what
Ego
it was. A
boost.
PR, an ego boost. Just we still want you to be part of the team.
Yeah.
I love Manoah though. Like, I'm going, like, how do you just fall off the cliff like that?
Yeah, I don't know. And they got the kids starting today, Rodriguez.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Yeah, from Cuba.
Let's hope, because our other boy, I dropped him already in the fantasy league.
Bodan Francis.
Oh, yeah. Like,
He's supposed to be pitching today after Rodriguez.
will he be the first one to come in?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we got to take a chance because that guy doesn't know what he's doing either. He looks like a batting practice guy. He's got heat on the ball, but he throws it. You ever see him throw him out?
Yeah.
Right down the middle. Come on, buddy, do something with
No,
the ball.
you'll be surprised. His ball does move.
I just think it is because those new. Oh, when he does that little that
The four-seamer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it breaks.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I just think he's one of those guys that takes you a couple times. You got your nerves, get
Sure.
over it. Because he throws hard.
He does.
He does throw hard. He seems to have some stuff, but hasn't shown it yet. What's his ERA? 1,000?
Oh, I don't want to know.
You know?
Rodriguez?
No.
Francis.
Might be better than Gossman's, to be honest.
Oh yeah, that's true too. But he's only pitched what, 8 innings, if that. I let him go one more inning because they knew it didn't matter. We were so far behind.
Francis' ERA is almost 13. Gosman is 11.5.
Oh, okay, 13. It is at 13. How many innings has he pitched? 8. He hasn't even pitched 10 innings, has he?
Let's see.
No, he hasn't even pitched 10.
8 in the third.
Yeah, that's why they're giving this other guy a chance. The Cuban guy's got shit. He's got all. Watch, he's gonna be funky.
Yeah, he will. I'm excited to see him.
He's a funky ass guy. Let's see. They snuck him out the back door, and he's old. He's 28, isn't he?
27.
27.
27.
He's got a 5-year, $30 million contract, so they must like something about him.
Oh no, because he was a star in Cuba.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some shit going on. They had to sneak him out the
Then
back
he went
door.
over to Japan for a bit.
Yeah, because he got out the door. Because I think he got the money there first, right? Well, I'm in Cuba. You never get money. Whoever gives me the money first, I'm taking it. But the Japanese gave him the money first. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, you know what I mean. Now, what was the next thing we wanted to discuss here about
The pitch clock?
No, rules in general.
Okay.
Rules in general. Like, we had a bunch of new rules last year.
Don't get me started on the extra inning ghost runner.
You don't like that?
Do you like that?
No.
Thank you.
I think it's like a necessary evil just to end games. We can't have like regular season games going to 20 innings. Come on. People want to go home and see their families. Playoffs, I never want to see this in the playoffs.
Oh, it never will. You can't do it.
Yeah.
But it is kind of weird.
It is weird, but I mean...
Why not just put a guy on third base then?
Bob fly and get it over with.
That's it.
Airplanes on the tarmac. Let's get out of here.
That's it.
That's what it is. It's logistics more than anything,
sure.
including the umpires and all these guys are in it. They're all saying that shit. I know that. I don't know. I'm all the things to speed up the game are kind of, sort of good. Is that the best way to phrase it? Kind of, sort of. I'm saying kind of, sort of in this way. If I want to put all of my guys on the right field line, I want to be only able to put my guys on the right field line.
Now we're getting into stuff I don't like.
What's that?
The infield and whatever, like the defensive alignment.
Yeah. Well, what do you don't like about it?
It just snuffs out creativity.
That's what I'm saying. So you're just because you're weak, then everybody else has got to play weak? What do you think?
Personally,
Learn to hit.
Learn to hit, yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I don't like I'm saying.
One thing that always bugged me is that if they're going to leave third base open, just bunt to third base. Let them bitch all they want.
All day long.
I would understand why guys didn't do that more, but...
That's what I'm saying. So that's the nuance of the game, okay? That's the nuance of the game. So why are we taking those out? Because one of my biggest bitches, Andrew, is analytics. Analytics says to do this, do that, and launch angle this way, blah, 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 blah. What does it did? It took away from some of the speed of the game, but now they've speeded the game up, which is okay. But one thing I don't like either is if I want to throw to first base 17 times, I want to throw to first base 17 times, And if I want my pitcher to throw to one guy, then you get to throw to one guy.
Agreed.
Those are the kind of things that I wish that they were there. But then again, that happens. Like, let's go back to the Sparky Anderson, Tony La Russa days. Every pitch, they change the pitcher. You know what I mean? So one thing leads to another.
It's also because guys ruined it. Like, you have guys throw to first base 17 times in a row. Like, come on.
Oh, I know. I get it. But at the same time, that's baseball. That you should have that option. If you want to throw to first base 17 times, throw it 17 times.
Trying to speed up the game, though.
Okay, so...
And if you're there watching the game...
sometimes it drives me nuts. Especially
there you go.
Who used to do it on the Jays? I forget. When they turn around and throw it like... Oh, I forget who it was.
Pat Hankin.
Hankin was bad. He'd throw it over 17 times. You know what I mean? But that's part of the game, isn't it?
It is.
And okay,
But
so
it's also entertainment too. We got to put on a show.
oh, I agree with this. And I'm going to say this again, and Andrew's going to kill me for saying this again, though. Some of the things that have changed, because when we have an influx of players from different cultures, they bring certain aspects to the game that have...
Like what?
Taking 15 minutes to run around the fucking diamond when you hit a home run. Talk to God, wave to your son, give the kid a souvenir, like that kind of nonsense. You know what I mean?
You don't like the Vladdy skip before third base?
All of them. Tatis, Machado, Soto,
Willie Adames
Lindor,
yesterday.
they all gotta go. Like it's like we're at theater now. Let's go to Broadway. Let's put on a show. Come on, man. You know what they would do back in the day? Bob Gibson would give you chin music for taking that long. Now you want to tell him to speed up the game.
That's not right
Run
either,
around
though.
the base. No, I'm not saying it is, but because that just then we'll have those things called people running out of the dugout kind of shit. So we don't want that. But come on, guys, you really think it's like going around the bases? Do you ever see? Okay, I'm going to give you an example. Do you ever see Mike Trout do that?
No.
Okay, like just think of some guys around the league. Do you ever see them doing it?
So what
No.
if he doesn't do that though?
So we're supposed to be speeding up the game. We're not supposed to be trying to, irritate the other guy and the other team, blah, 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 blah.
I don't know. Like it's whatever. It's trotting around the bases after.
I don't mind if you flip a bat at the right point in time.
It's been in baseball for forever, though. Look at Ken Griffey Jr., Barry Bonds.
But they weren't as bad as that. Griffey went around. Griffey had respect.
Griffey would watch his home runs from home plate.
The scenic ones, but you had to watch those guys. You see those balls go and Griffey hit them? Come on.
Okay, well now you're talking out of both sides of your mouth though.
Okay,
you either like it or you don't.
Okay, I don't like it. And a couple times I seen Griffey do it, and I say, Griffey, go down first place. Come on, Griff, go. Same with Bonds. Bonds just do that. No, Griff too. But no, what about the ones that one that he hit when he hit it off the glass at the restaurant at the Dome? I'm looking at that shot, man. Did you see that ball go? Like, who else has done it? Delgado, Canseco, Griffey. Who else?
Frank Thomas.
Oh, there's another guy. But Frank ran around the bases. I love Frank Thomas. Frank, remember that little chug?
Yeah.
He'd hit the home run. Remember Frank Thomas? Were you a Frank Thomas guy?
He played with the Jays.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for 10 minutes. But in his prime, when he hit a home run, what did he do? Same thing. He was the Barry Sanders of scoring a touchdown when he hit a home run. That was Frank Thomas. He went around. Now, I'm also going to be, you can call me out on this being a bit of a hypocrite when I say this. I think that personalities sell the game too.
Sure.
So I want to see a certain percentage of
baseball has a personality problem.
There you go. And then when they go to do some personality stuff, sometimes it's so overblown, I go, what am I asking for? Did I really want to see that? You know what I'm saying? Like, because in the moment of a game, like the Bautista famous bat flip, that should have happened. That's just in the moment, the tension of the game, shit went on, then I'll take it every time. But if you hit a 2-run homer in the 8th inning when you're down by 10, and I see you starting to go down the Soul Train dance line, you get
that
shit
doesn't
music.
happen very often, though.
But who was it the other night? Was it Tatis or Machado? Hit a home run down by 5 runs. I thought they were ready to go to the disco by the time they got to third base. I thought someone should have thrown the ball at him right there, and that's causes fights.
You know what I hate? When Stroman strikes out a batter and he's dancing off the mound.
Part 2. I'm not a big thing of that either, because how do you get back at the
But you want personality. There you go.
Yeah, but I don't want stupidity. And I don't mind in the moment.
What's wrong with the little dance? No. Oh, your mic got unplugged there.
I'm not giving Stroman the day off either. And I'm not giving Manoah when he used to do his bullshit. That was the thing I didn't like about Manoah.
Yeah.
You know, there's a time and a place for these things, guys. You know what I mean?
I don't mind that at all.
What?
A little dance? Why not? Show some personality.
Okay, I'm saying I want to see some
If your
personality.
ego is hurt by that, that's your problem.
No, I'm not saying.
Well, I'm just saying, in general.
Strike the guy out next time.
You should do what Gosman does. Just put his head down and walk back to the dugout. Spit your gum out and go back to the dugout.
And if he gives up a home run, he does the same thing. So you look at Gosman, you can't tell if he gave one up or he just struck the guy out.
Sure.
I'm more about that guy. Because Stroman used to be a little bit overboard with his, and Manoah got him. That's why everyone in Yankee Stadium hates him. Because he's mouthing the players and he's mouthing the fans.
Yeah.
No, just pitch the goddamn ball, please,
Yeah.
because that's all you do is you generate somebody that wants to get back at you, which makes the thing even worse later down the road.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They're not going to solve that problem. And we are talking about speeding the game up.
Sure.
That was our original premise. How do you speed the game up? What do you guys think of the pitch clock?
Necessary evil. It was getting ridiculous with some guys.
Again, I'm not going to say why, but okay.
No
We've
Mark
had-
Garcia. No Mark Garcia Parra. Remember that?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Does redoes
with the gloves.
Oh my God! You know,
Ortiz would be bad too sometimes.
Oh, he was awful. And then Ortiz would, you know what he did? Would you give him an excuse to pull it out? Then he'd lean in and suddenly get hit by a pitch. Yeah, remember that move? He'd take all that time to do shit. Oh, look at this. Ortiz just got hit by a pitch. Bullshit. Yeah. I never did that dance either, to tell him to go to hell. But I do think that the pitch clock needed to go in there because sometimes what happens is these guys on the mound are taking too much time, which is, I'm going to contradict myself again, and they say they're taking too much time because they're going to first base too often. Yeah. If you go to first base, I think the clock should start again. Or it should be like when the ball goes out of bounds, you get the extra 5 seconds in the NBA. Sure. You don't have to take it all the way back, but you still, if you do something like that, then you get 15 seconds or whatever.
I agree.
You know, with something like that. But I mean, sometimes during the course of a game, if I'm on first base, you might not worry. But if Ricky Henderson's on first base, you got something to deal with. You know what I mean? So when it starts getting away, all of a sudden the stolen base numbers went up.
Yeah.
Well, of course it was, because what's his name? Asuna would dance off the thing and wait to the third throw. Once the third throw went on, he was the road runner. Beep, beep, gone.
Acuna, you mean?
What's that?
Acuna?
Acuna, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, a lot of guys are doing that too. What's his name? Varsho's got it. When Varsho gets on base, he's
heating
Super
up.
Mario?
What?
He runs like Super Mario.
Yes, he does. But that's okay when he runs. But you notice he steals bases when he gets on.
Sure.
He does that step on the third, and the third one he just makes him throw it 3 times and he takes off, which is cool, or is it not? I don't know. But I think now what's going to happen is all the stolen base records will go up, and everyone will gratify that this guy's so great. No, he's not. He just had a freaking pitch clock, and they couldn't throw to first. It's the same thing. Like, Andrew and I argue about this all the time, and it's because he's younger than me. But you get $200 to $300 million for pitching 200 innings now.
Yeah.
Okay. Back in the day, let's go back to 1985 or 1995. If you pitched 200 innings, you were the 5th starter. So I'm going.
Well, we're also talking about guys' arms falling off.
Okay, so why did it back then? There wasn't as much arms falling off, and they were pitching more innings.
There wasn't the spin rate stuff. It wasn't like guys pitching 24/7. It's a different game now.
Agreed. So why?
Now it's just like all about like spin rate, velocity. It's like how hard can you throw it? Money.
Like we know that money is the killer.
It's a double-edged sword.
So I'm saying this when I'm building my pitching staff, I'll go with the guy that puts 98 and has control. You can have the guy who throws 103, tops out 103.
I don't necessarily want the guy that throws 103.
That's what I'm getting at. So what would you rather have? Look at all the guys on our staff. None of them are overpowering, but you could say Kikuchi.
Yeah, he's got power.
He can overpower your time. The problem with him is that's why I getting back to Pete Walker, changing him up a bit, because he could read him too easy. Yeah. Remember the first year, you didn't care how fast he was throwing it. Guys were just sitting on it, bang.
He's got a good slider this year.
Yeah, and that change up. And it makes the thing, especially if you can throw it out of the same motion.
Yeah.
But then again, this year, Kikuchi hasn't topped out at the highest end as much as he's done last year. I heard that stat. Like he hasn't, like last year he'd hit 97. He hasn't hit his highs as many times as he has last year. And look at, he's what, 2-0?
Sure.
Yeah.
ERA of what, less than 3?
Yeah. He's been almost our stud.
Oh yeah, him and Barrios.
Yeah.
Barrios is like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I expected that out of her.
I'd be concerned about Gossman's velo though. It's down.
Gossman cut his hair. As soon as he cut his hair, it's like, what's the guy in the Bible that pushed the things?
Gossman cut his hair and Bo got married.
And both of them are dumb.
That's it.
Not dumb. Both of them are rough.
Both of them are struggling.
You got it. Okay, so let's cut to the chase here. Let's get to the elephant in the room. What's your take? Give us a take on your Blue Jays right now. What can you see coming from them?
If the only way they're going to make the playoffs is if they backdoor their way in like last year. They did nothing to address their offseason issues. They came back with even worse.
So
are we even going to play David Schneider every game? He's one of our best bats. He seems to be glued to the bench, though.
Well, we're not going to talk about those decisions yet because I'll throw something across the room. Okay, because here's my biggest problem with to say what you do. Once we get batter after the 6th batter, who half the time I don't even trust. When you get to 7, 8, and 9, When those guys make contact, I'm excited. They foul the ball off. I'm jumping up and down. Oh, he got on it. No, but the other night, look at like last night, though. We're down by 1,000 runs. Varsho gives us a hit. Kermeyer gives us a hit.
Yeah.
Down by 8 runs, and they suddenly give it like one guy gave us a double here. One guy, Kermeyer, hit his first double of the season last night.
I love all the Jays chat saying how the Jays didn't do anything this offseason. Turner's has an OPS over 1,000 this year.
Bonus. That's one of the
That's
things.
also just 10 games in. Do you think that's going to hold up?
I think
he's going to be consistent.
He's got good at bats. He's a
Professional hitter.
Professional hitter. Easily over 800 OPS.
I think he can. I think he'll be there too.
Yeah.
Where he is in the lineup, but then the other guys got to stay where they are too, because if what's they're going to do, they'll start pitching around him. Because who scares you in the Jays lineup right now besides nobody? Turner.
That's it.
And when this Clement guy or Schneider comes off the bench, because these guys come off piss and vinegar, you better tighten up a little bit, because those guys are trying to make a mark for themselves. And I find that the team has more moxie when one of those two guys are in the lineup. The surprise to me, who's starting to hit the ball better, and I told you he would, is Biggio.
I think this lineup will look better once Jansen's off the DL too, though. Make the
because then he'll
longer.
get back in there. He hit a grand slam yesterday in Buffalo, so that's cool too. Yeah, no, I definitely believe it. But Biggio's hitting 290, almost 300.
I don't know if that'll hold up though.
Yeah, I don't think that.
If he hits 270, we'll be happy. If Biggio in the season, he's a 270 hitter.
I'll be happy if Biggio. Yeah, if he hits 250.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Okay, BOH. Here was the deal. Here's what I told Andrew. I know you've heard this part about it, and I think it's a realistic possibility. And I'm changing my metrics.
Oh no.
If everybody on the team improves 2%, I was at 3. But I'll take 2% improvement.
In a week, we'll have him down to 1%.
If we have a 2% improvement on every hitter in the Jays lineup, we should be able to make the playoffs. Don't you agree? Even though
but there's going to be guys that go down too. That's just the way things go.
And not only that, but we got to think about, to get the offense from right now, we suffer on defense. Like the other night, did you see when Turner had to go get that foul ball at third base?
Yeah. That looked up.
Chapman would have put that in his back pocket.
Sure.
You know what I mean? We got to remember that kind of shit goes on too now. So that means that the ERA of the staff could suddenly be affected by why? A defense. Like this guy with the 3 names.
IKF? Just call him IKF.
Flefa?
Guys that got D to beat the band. Like his leather is unbelievable. But when he gets to the plate.
Yeah, I don't like him there.
What do you mean? He hit a home run last night.
Yeah, what was the score?
12-4 at the time. He's got a 313 average, better than Biggio.
He's up to 313 now?
Yeah.
Because he's got 3 hits in the last 3 games. Because he hasn't as many at-bats because they sub him out and they put in Clement, the other guy. I seen that too, but his at-bats got cut into. But if you're going to platoon him like that and use him wisely and put him in late innings when we're winning for the defensive replacement move, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm cool with that.
I'll dig that too. That's what you got to do. And they put Spark in the lineup.
He's got a better average than Chapman in San Fran. Just saying. I think Chapman's batting 185.
But I think Chapman's problem is he had no spring training. He was sitting around waiting for the money.
That's his fault.
You want to get right to Boras then?
Let's get to the question. Who won, Boras or not?
Well, Boras did not win. Boras just got fired by Montgomery yesterday.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Why not?
I would have fired him too.
But look what he did to Montgomery. He strung him out there, said, trust me. And what did he get? And here's the scary thing about a Montgomery. If he has a bad injury,
he's done.
$100 million.
He's 31, 32 years old.
Yep.
And he was expecting at least $100 million. I heard they were talking 200.
200
for Montgomery or for what he's done the last 2 seasons?
World Series winner.
Well, now he is.
Yeah.
And he pitched okay with the Yankees. I don't want the Yankees to let him go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know why but they got a couple prospects for him. One of them was playing now.
Right.
Yeah, one of the prospects is playing very good now for the Yankee. I forget the kid's name.
Is it Luis Gill?
Yeah, like he's looking good. So that was good for both teams. But why didn't Texas re-sign him? Because Texas said we ain't giving this guy $200 million.
Because we're already paying Scherzer and DeGrom and
they're all on the DL.
So on and so on.
Yeah, and they're all in the DL.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Scherzer hasn't pitched an inning this year yet, has he?
No.
Coming back in May, though, right?
DeGrom's hopefully expected back
June. That's just a bitch, man. You know how much money that is to be carrying around on those guys?
60,
is that much?
Over
but
60.
We're getting back to the point with Boras. Boras definitely lost because I think we're going to have some issues with the collective bargaining agreement in 2 years. And we've already talked about this. Manfred said he's staying around till when? Till that battle's over. because it's coming. Because you got to talk about the TV deals, how they're going to work themselves in with the new collective bargaining agreement, and nobody wants to give away these frickin' mad contracts anymore because they're getting to the end. However, what we've discussed, what we agree with, and they should have done it more with Bo and Vladdy now, is pay these guys early, like how they paid Bobby Witt.
Yeah.
How they played the guys in Baltimore, how they played that kid in Milwaukee.
Jackson Churro.
Yeah, all those guys.
I don't know if those deals would have been available for Bo and Vlad, though.
They kind of were, but they just said they got him past arbitrations, all they did. Why, if
Definitely not for
goes up,
Vladdy. It didn't sound like it was ever really on the table.
Those type of guys come from, family money already, though. So what's another
Dad's
mil to
telling them to hold out.
Yeah, Dad said, hold out, you're going to get 300. Don't take the 80.
Point well taken. I know, yeah, because the family money has a huge difference compared to that kid in Milwaukee. What's his name?
Jackson Churro.
Yeah,
Ryan Tatis and Acuna.
all those guys, yeah, they were living less than middle class lifestyles, and now everybody's driving a Lexus.
Yeah, Atlanta signed Acuna when he was like 16 years old at $2 million or something.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And now they've got him signed. He's wrapped up till he's 30, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got like a 7-year, $100 million contract, which is peanuts.
Oh, they got away with it, but that's a chance you're going to take because now what the Jays going to do when Bichette and Vladdy's going to be, and Vladdy says he wants to stay.
I think you need to break up that duel personally.
Why?
What have they done?
Well, they have got you to the playoffs for the last 5 years.
How many playoff wins do they have?
I'm not discussing how many playoff wins. That was not the question.
That's a pretty big part of it, don't you think?
They got him to
postseason success is a big part of it.
You just asked me what have they done. Okay, if that's part two, they've done no playoff wins. Did they get one?
Nope.
That's right. They haven't even got
they've been
one
swept all
yet.
3 times.
Yes.
In the postseason.
Oh shit. That's right. You know what it is? I always say it's the dynamic of the clubhouse. I say to Andrew all the time, being like, what goes on in the clubhouse? Now, one of the things that I always said that before last season, and we were not on. If you check the tapes, we were not big on the Varsho trade. However, we both agreed at the time we had to do something about the outfield defense because at times when you had Gurriel and Teoscar out there, shit was going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, but I would take one of those guys back here and their bad defense just for their offense when you think about it now.
Well, that offseason, that caught me off guard. I thought they were going to trade one of those guys. I didn't think we'd get rid of both.
With Marino in on the deal, that was when that was
Pure
insane.
stupidity.
That's just insane how you got that extra piece. You know what I mean? Like,
now, that leads me to my next question. The Varsho, Marino, Gurriel trade, is that the worst in Jays history?
No, see, the Roy Halladay trade is the worst trade in Jays history.
Really?
Who'd they get?
Kyle Drabek from Philadelphia.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, that's the second worst because we know now, because Halladay was already well down the road. The deal is Marino didn't even play any time in the majors yet. Now he's considered the number 1 defensive catcher in the NL. He's not hitting too well yet. He's having a little rough start. Yeah. I know. I've got him on my fantasy team, but his defensive metrics have been amazing. I still say this is the worst trade.
I think Varsho will come around. We'll have a 30-30 year.
When?
This
what?
year. This year.
What?
I don't know about that.
Hey, you want to bet around a golf, Cruz? Another one.
Oh.
Okay,
30-30, Varsho.
Varsho's going to have a 30-30 year.
Yeah.
2 handshake agreements on the pot already, and we're not even done yet.
You are serious? 30-30 season?
I see why not. He's heating up right now.
So when the show's over, you're going to treat me when we go outside, right?
Of course.
Of course, yeah. I can see why it's going to be a good treat.
We'll see in October.
A 30 for 30. You know what's going on here? I just seen one of our favorite bartenders go over my shoulder. How are you doing, young lady? I just seen her going through the mirror there. I was wondering who was there as it's picking up. You really think 30-30? Next thing you're going to tell me that Kiermaier is going to hit 300.
No.
So you know what I mean? He's lucky to get a contract. He's a Boras guy too, wasn't he?
I believe so.
Yeah. Kiermaier's a Boras guy too, right? And what did he get?
He got $7 million, I think.
He came back to the Blue Jays with his tails between his legs. He basically admitted it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they brought him back. I thought the plan was going to be for Varsho to move over to center field.
I thought that the deal was going to be they were going to get Chapman back, but his pride got hurt.
I kind of figured Chapman wasn't coming back, especially with his comments at the end of last season.
Yeah, but he offered more. He got less money, didn't he? He got less money in this deal than he would have got from the Jays. That's why I'm saying Boras.
Well, who's in his ear?
What's that?
Who's in his ear?
Oh, there you go. But I mean, that's a big issue, man. When you
100%.
think about it, like what did he got? 15% less.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
15% less money when the Jays put on the table for him. So they thought, Boras kept saying, oh, they'll sweeten the pot. They sweeten the pot. One thing about Akins and Shapiro, the only pots they sweeten Sweeten are that new restaurant underneath that new private section that they build at the Dome. That's the only sweet thing that they've increased upon. But I will say it's the worst trade.
Yeah.
I will undoubtedly say, I say Boros is a lot like, when we think about that now, because we made a good trade to get Chapman. That was my point. So if they had got him there, they should have signed him last year, shouldn't they have?
They offered him a deal. He just thought he'd
Boros said, wait, because he runs every guy to free
Jays offered
agent.
him $100 million, and he rejected it.
Yeah. Think about that.
Agents.
Boras, they say that this could be the nail in the coffin, because Boras is getting up there too, isn't he? He's well into his 60s.
Yeah, he's no young buck.
Yeah.
I think he's in his 70s, actually.
Is he in his 70s? Yeah. So they're saying now, Montgomery fired him though, eh?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Does this mean the end of his winter meetings, press conferences?
Well, you know what? We're going to see what happens with Soto.
That's true.
We'll see what happens with
He's
Soto.
probably going to get the bag, though. New York, come on.
The way he's hitting to that left field, that's made to order for his swing. Now, if you told me he's going to do 40-40.
I think he's a Yankee for life. So
Oh, yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
No doubt. Did you see a couple home runs? He hit 4 home runs already.
He just looks like a Yankee. Like a Yankee
So that
player.
means he's ugly. that tells me that he's straight out ugly.
He's got the swing for Yankee Stadium.
Oh,
too.
he's got the.
Sure.
Did you see the home run he hit the other day in
I
Yankee
did.
Stadium? What was it? 10 feet high?
Yeah.
Just
Smoked
souvenir. Like the ball did not go 20 feet high. If Shaq was on the field, he might be able to jump and grab it. It didn't even go that high. But you see it rocket and once it to the line, 315. I can hit the ball 315.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, I can hit the ball 350.
30 years ago.
30 years ago. Listen, I'm an upgrade. You're going to be surprised. I'm the first at bat for the brand new San Fran Slugger team.
Hey.
I will be the inaugural batter.
If we strike out, it's $20.
I agree. I think we should have a. I'm going to start
pool.
the season and I'm going to put a little bottle on it and it's going to say when you do stupid things like there's man on second and third and 1 out and you don't get the guy in, you throw in a loony.
When you argue with the umpire, Mr. Kern.
Yes, you put in, and we're going to do that. And at the end of the
People getting called out.
year, you take all this money, and you buy beer for a party.
There you go.
I'm going to bring that up at the beginning of the year. They're going to do that. Just wait a second. Zachary Lee. Big guy. Hey, come here for a minute. Got to bring my son in on this since we're talking baseball for a second. If he gets his ass over here in a minute. What does he know about baseball?
Nothing.
We thought it would be remiss now that you're here that we did the official announcement for the San Fran Sluggers.
Right about the San Fran Sluggers. Why? What's going on?
We announced that the official team is now here, existed. We did a show with it.
San Fran Sluggers are here, ready to go. We're gonna have a killer season this year, and yeah, can't wait.
Let's go.
Okay, wait a second. So we're going to say this the first game of the year. This is why we brought it up. Me and BOH said this is what we're going to do.
May 7th, and you'll be leading off.
What did I tell you? The first batter for the first.
Potentially pitcher. If not, you'll be second base, and we're gonna see how it goes.
Favoritism 101.
It's called an upgrade.
It's called your son's the coach.
It's called an upgrade. Okay, big
Let's be
guy.
real.
Big guy. Here's what.
I'll be sitting the first inning.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay, so listen, big guy, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to get one of those plastic bottles, like the big medicine pharma bottles or whatever, and we're going to cut a hole in the top. And we're going to have team rules. And if you do a certain thing like go out and yell at the umpire and get thrown out, you got to put a tinkle into the bucket. I think we should.
I like the idea.
Okay, we'll bring it up to the team because you know what ends up with all that money? At the end of the year, it goes straight into beer. It goes straight. Agree?
Okay. Sure, yeah. Actually, that's funny you just said that because I'm just look as we speak. Look what I'm writing here. Like I was just in the middle of typing and you called me over.
Okay, I'll let you go. We'll let you go.
Love you guys. Keep going, man. Go Jays.
Go Jays.
What's his face? Is fucker gonna? Sorry, my language.
This is a swearing show. It's
Is-
okay.
Austin Matthews gonna score a damn goal tonight.
He's gonna score
Or
two.
He's gonna score 2. Danny's going to the game. That's what Danny called. He's like, yeah, I'm going to the game. He was in Buffalo when he scored.
buddy.
Oh, really?
Well, I was there too. Yeah.
Oh, you were at the Buffalo game?
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, Danny, the guy working here, he was there, and then now he's going to the game tonight, and he's like, I'm going, and he's gonna score 2 goals. No, Danny. Yo, put money on Austin Matthews scoring 2 goals on the betting site.
Shout out to Austin Matthews from my son.
Those UFC picks in.
So one question I wanted to ask about the Blue Jays.
Okay.
Is the D good enough to save the offense?
God, we jumped right all over that, didn't we, BOH? I'm going. It's weirding me out. That's a great question in this context. When I look on the outfield and I see Springer, Kiermaier, and Varsho, there's no team in majors. Probably. You look around the league, Atlanta's got some guys out there that are pretty good. Kansas City's defense is looking pretty good for the outfield. They've got guys there that can run. So that defense looks great. Okay? As soon as we switch one of those guys and we got to put somebody out there, our defense comes down in order to get more hitting. Do we have enough hitting? I don't know, because what's happening now is we got
I've given my take on the other off season.
Okay, well,
I don't think they did enough.
I don't think they did enough either, but I'm just saying at times it looks like we have a modicum of decent defense. What I'm worried about is the same thing I was saying last year. The infield defense has got to get comfortable with each other because we've had a couple of errors and a couple of guys not in the right spot, and then the inning exploded. The second Bassett freaking start.
I think the main issue with the hitting right now is they got 4 different hitting coaches just telling them 4 different things.
Mattingly should be the only guy.
That's it.
He should be doing all. Mattingly should be just exclusive. I think anyway, because you got too many people telling you too many things. Guess what happened?
Strikeouts.
Yeah.
Hitches.
Caught looking.
Caught. Oh.
Swinging at the first pitch.
Oh, that's my pet peeve with this team.
Yeah, but you know what? When they've had their best innings is when they've caught that first pitch.
No, a lot of the times when they've had their best innings, they've worked the count. Like Turner's worked the count.
Oh, only Turner always works the count.
Get on
the rest
base.
of the guys, no, Turner's a professional hitter. I don't see him up there. If he sees his first pitch, he'll take a cut. But he works the pitcher. There's
That other
no doubt.
game versus Seattle when they worked the count against, Logan Gilbert
Yep.
in the 6th or 7th?
That was Turner.
Yeah, when they put like 6 runs up in that inning.
Yeah, but Turner let him off, and he got them. And who else was to work? Was that the game that Varsho worked to walk too, right?
Yeah, Varsho got on.
Because he tries to
Turner
work,
got on.
and then they just bust him on the knuckles, and he can't hit that pitch,
Yeah.
and they strike out anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Well, we're going to revisit that question because I think it has the potential. The potential there for our D to help our offense. But the question is now, we're not 5 deep in the starters like we were last year. That's what we got to worry about because there's going to be a lot more balls in play like you seen last night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They weren't flying out of the park, but the ball was bouncing all over the carpet last night.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where do you put that in line with the defense? Huh?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm starting to worry about the Blue Jays, and this thing is that they are 28th in the majors with runners in scoring position after 12 games. And I'm not saying that's a huge sample size, but it's alarming.
That was our problem last year, too.
Exactly. That's my point. They're 28th in the league, last I checked, at runners in scoring position. 28. I think there's only 32 teams in the frickin' majors, don't you?
I hate looking at the daily lineup and, no Turner, no Clement, no Schneider.
What is the starting lineup today?
Turner's on the bench. But
Why? Because he needs a break.
Schneider's in, though, which is nice to see in left field.
Okay.
And still no Ernie Clement, though. And backup catcher Brandon Servian over Kirk.
Oh, yeah, because it's a night game. So who's
Yeah.
playing third base? IKK?
IKF.
And Bijou at second.
Bijou at second.
Well, Bijou, I can see it because he's hitting 300. You got to give him respect at third because he's been getting a few hits lately. So what we got to do is, to your question, Andrew, Schneider better hit a few because he's not Kiermaier in left field.
No, he's not.
And he's not Varsho in left field. But you know what? He plays like a bulldog. Brings a lot to the clubhouse. I'm really liking the
I
guy.
saw an interesting fact. When the Jays have Schneider in the lineup, they're 5-0.
What does that tell you? Does Akins and Shapiro know this in the
They better
GM?
figure it out quick.
They've taken him out after games, 2 games in a row now where he's had great games, and he's not started the next day. Twice already.
I know that blows my mind.
And why not? Then they say analytics. Well, sometimes can't you? This is where I say analytics is a tool. Do we have to nail him to the cross with this? Put him back out there. Give him a chance. Reward him for his.
I
Good
agree.
play.
Yeah, reward the guy. That's why he's out there now. You know what I mean? Kiermaier can't hit a lick.
Can't hit a beach
Dude, we
ball.
only gave him a 1 year, right?
1 year
Yeah.
deal.
He will not be back next year.
I
He's
doubt it.
a good bench guy to have off the bench in late innings for a defensive replacement.
And they
or
say
run.
he's excellent in the clubhouse. He's a really you know what I mean? And he's a student of the game. He's probably going to be a guy after he's a manager or some shit like
Sure,
that.
sure.
You know what I mean? But he just can't hit. What's he hitting now? $150?
No, I think last like 120, 130.
Oof, even worse.
Oh, when he makes contact, I am excited. Look at his 12 games into the year. He hit his first double last night.
He also had a bunt too last night.
Oh, did he? But yeah, but look what the score when guy's got all these hits. You know what I mean? I was excited when we got up to 2-2 and it was 3-2. I thought, okay, we're going to be in this game. We're going to battle. And Buddy on Colorado's a decent pitcher, though.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
not
he
going to be
looked
sung,
good.
but he's going to go. He's a guy who's going to win 12 games.
What was his name? Flatter? Or
Yeah,
Flatter?
whatever, yeah. He's a late bloomer. He should have been, they said he should have been a couple of years, but I think he was another one of those guys with some shit fell off his arm and they had to rebuild it, and that's the name of that tune.
Looks like a potential streamer for 1 week.
Well, yeah, that's you guys that are manipulating the waiver wire. So can I just say this, Andrew? Can I just please say this because I want to say it on the air because these guys are all going to listen from San Fran. I am not a same-day pickup guy. I will veto that till the cows come home. BOH.
Sorry that the rules changed.
Well, if I get outvoted, but I'll be calling you guys, you little bitches. You're soft. You're kids. You need to be coddled. Oh, I need a starting pitcher today.
I think fantasy baseball's for maniacs anyways.
Oh,
so.
it is. Trust me, it is. If you're not paying attention every 15 minutes, you're cooked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm of the belief that, hey, no same dayers. Oh, here comes a pure troublemaker in behind us. How you doing, Mr. Kern? Give a shout out. Say a shout out to the San Francisco Sluggers.
Shout out to the Sluggers. Here we come.
Here we come. You got it.
Oh my God, get the name right. San Francesco.
Oh, San Francesco. They call it the Fran. It'll be the Fran Sluggers. That's
There
what
you
it'll morph into. You know what I mean?
Anything else Blue Jays you guys want to get to before Ohtani's fall guy?
Let's get to the elephant in the room.
Go ahead. Did you hear the latest? They can't find the guy.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They can't. Nobody has talked to him. Nobody has talked to the guy that broke the story with him.
He's gone
Oh,
MIA.
no, wait. I just got a thing he surrendered to authorities.
Oh, when? Yesterday?
28 hours ago, it says.
Okay, so they said
bond
that-
set at $25,000.
Oh, he's got the. Oh, so he did. That was the word that he was going to come in. So that must mean I watched too much Masters. I turned everything off so I wouldn't have to see any other screens. So I didn't. That's why I started the Jays game late.
Yeah.
But they did. So they did. That was a rumor all week. So I'd heard that on MLB Network.
Yeah.
Because everybody's been screaming.
Yeah.
What's going on here? What's going on? Like, your take is you think that it's a cover-up, right?
I think it's a big cover-up. I don't know how you just walk in the bank and get $16 million off your best friend and, change all his alerts on his cell phone so you don't get those messages that $16 million has gone missing.
But it didn't go $16 million. It was
Sounds fishy. A lot of his average bets were $166,000.
Oh,
to as low as the money shot, a $10 parlay that pays $1 million.
That's why the guy should be slapped. When I heard, did you hear about that?
Yeah.
$10 bets and $100,000 bets. You got a problem, buddy. That's a little bit. Like, I bet $2. Okay, $4. So he went. When I heard that, I go, then now there's something wrong with the whole situation. It's fishy because if I'm a serious gambler, you're betting like you. You're going to bet your $20 all the time. How do you go from $10 bet to a $100,000 bet?
I have no freaking idea.
Like, that's insane. That
did you
means you have an addiction that's beyond anything ever imaginable, right? But here's what you're saying. They're at $16 million. It's 4.5. This $16 million starting to float around. Where did that come from? I'm not sure. But here's what happened, which makes it a little bit like you can go, well, they were in $500,000 increments. So what's $500,000?
Still, doesn't that raise any kind of red flag?
Well, when they did it for the 16th time, in this period of time, but it all went out in $500,000 increments. Like, people think like, oh, he just grabbed the mill.
No.
No, it was like the most was $500,000.
I saw a funny thing that said from one of his text messages, the interpreter said to his bookie, "I'm really bad at this betting stuff, am I not?"
Yeah, I heard that too, but that's nuts. But the thing is, I'm really, Ohtani's been back to the mic now, and he's been very, like, he's walking around like he hasn't got a thing to worry about. So it appears to be
a cover-up.
Possibly.
Is that what it
Allegedly.
is? They can't get his name on anything, and they would have done it by now because they busted Pete Rose by now.
He's also the star of the game, though, too, so he's well protected
$700 million from the Dodgers in La La Land. Come on, that's the face of baseball. I get it, but listen, if you
Where was Ohtani's agent when all this is happening, though?
another
MIA.
guy that is he's
MIA.
another guy. That's there's 3 important players in this have nowhere to be found in the last 10 days, but the guy just turned himself in. Then right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. So that's the
His
one guy.
agent's still MIA, though.
Yeah, there's 3 main players in this game that have not been seen since what? Since before the Ohtani press conference.
Yeah.
And they've not surfaced. That's why you go, see you, cover up. But you know what? I'm really hoping that it's not, because I really think that Ohtani's good for the game. Come on, guys.
Of course.
Yeah. He's
You want to see a guy like that
talented, yeah, for sure.
coming back to pitch, hitting
Yeah.
the ball well. Have you seen a guy that's been in a better position in a batting lineup in your life?
No. Stacked.
Is that
Sure.
the best 3 starters in a lineup ever? Like they
Possibly.
go back to those days with Joe DiMaggio and all those guys and whatever.
about the-
Murderers Row.
Yeah, and all that kind of stuff.
What
But
about the
then-
Bash brothers in Oakland?
No, they didn't have a third guy. Who do they have?
Well, they had Ricky.
Ricky Henderson.
Yeah, but Ricky. Okay, so who would you rather have? That's Ricky, and they didn't hit in a row. They had somebody else in there too, because
They had
had
Ricky,
fourth and fifth.
Canseco, McGuire.
Yeah, but McGuire and Canseco hit fourth and fifth. Ricky led off. There was somebody else that played second base or short that came in second. Short
Either
white
way.
dude. Yeah, so it's not the top 3. This is the top 3.
Yeah.
And in any game, even the Big Red Machine, back in the day, they had Joe Morgan, Conception, and P. Rose, or P. Rose,
Johnny Bench.
and then Johnny Bench, who's one of my all-time faves. You know that. He's my favorite catcher of all time. But even you put those 3, because then Bench ended up hitting 4th. So when you're talking about, this is Mookie Betts, Ohtani, and Freddie Freeman in a row, I want to hit second. That's like playing on McDavid's line. If I went on a McDavid's line right now, I'm scoring 10 goals. I can't even skate.
You forgot about the Alomar line. Alomar, Carter,
Oh,
Molitor.
that was a good one too.
Lamco?
What's that? Yeah, that was a good one too. But they didn't produce quite at this level.
Yeah.
Like their numbers, especially the power numbers, weren't as big. But
Baseball is different then.
yeah, but that was a great 3. Who was that? Olimar,
White, Alomar, Olrud.
No,
No,
it was
it was Alomar.
Olerud, Molitor, and Olimar, and they were all
yeah.
top 3 in the batting race that year. No,
Yeah.
didn't Molitor fall down to 4th? They almost had the top 3
Olrud, Molidar, and
Alomar.
Alomar were top 3.
in the league in
Yeah.
1 year, right? Yeah, but that's still. What would you rather have, that or the Ohtani Freeman? Come on.
I'm old school.
You're a Freeman.
I'm an old school.
You're a Freeman.
I got no love for Freddie.
I know you don't whatsoever. But the bottom line is, I don't know. It's arguable. We're going to see. And if the Dodgers don't do anything in the postseason, it's a moot point. Correct?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
What if the Dodgers miss the playoffs?
No, they're going to do it.
Do you want to get to our playoff picks now?
Let's get at her. Let's get at her. I've been waiting for this.
So we'll do American League first, I guess.
Okay, American League first. Okay, so you want me to start off?
Sure.
Go for it.
Okay, in the American League East, I'm picking the Baltimore Orioles to win the division. In the American League Central, I'm picking my beloved Detroit Tigers
I like that pick.
to win the division. And in the West, I'm picking the Texas Rangers to repeat as division champions. Okay?
Yep.
Okay.
That means I got to give you 3 wild cards, right?
Yes, sir.
The first wild card is, I hate to do this, is going to be the New York Yankees. I think the number 2 wild card sneaking in is going to be the Cleveland Guardians are going to sneak in. And my number 3 team that's going to make the playoffs, Toronto Blue Jays.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm picking the Blue Jays. I think that they can. Now, I'm going to tell you this. If May 1st, they're 8 games under 500, we're done.
Yeah,
But I don't think they will be. I think they're going to bounce back and win today.
yeah.
Okay, next, BOH, what do you got?
I got AL East. I got the Yankees to win. I think they got the talent this year.
What about their pitching?
No one's got pitching.
No one's got pitching. And Cole might be coming back. So if Cole comes back, that's a big help for the Yankees rotation.
What do you think the percentages of them coming back? Every day it changes. We might be back in July. They might cut him out in the season.
We'll wait and see. But the Yankees always go out and get an arm at the deadline. So I'm not scared for the Yankees.
Then-
Baltimore's still too young, inexperienced.
Okay, so next, keep going.
Okay, so the Central, I got the Kansas City Royals to win.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Watch out for the Royals. They're coming.
I almost picked them. It was them or Cleveland as my Wild card.
Yeah, I got them. And then to win the West, I agree with you on the Rangers.
Okay, who's your wild cards?
Wild cards, I got to go with the Detroit Tigers, the Toronto Blue Jays, and the LA Angels may surprise some teams.
Wow.
I thought of them too because they look like they suddenly have more pitching than most people, which shocked me.
They got a new pitching coach this year, I
Yeah,
found
and
out.
then I looked, I think, and a couple guys they had in the minors I didn't know. I was checking in my book here.
They got Tyler
And then I
Anderson,
looked at-
looks like
yeah.
a new guy coming from LA, so he looks
Like their
changed.
pitching looks good, but you know what's really scary now that we both go. Let's let Andrew pick his, and then we'll discuss what
I
I'm
think
gonna
we
say.
threw him off with the LA Angels.
All right, so AL East, I got the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah.
The Central, I got the Tigers.
Thank you.
In the West, I got Texas Rangers.
Okay.
My wild cards, I got the Yankees. I'm going to put the Blue Jays in there.
Oh.
I'm going to put the Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh, I thought of them too, but I said not this year. They got to fall off sometimes. Now, okay, first of all, this full disclosure to everybody in the world listening to The House That Happens. You got 3 guys here that are praying their asses off that the Blue Jays are playing relevant baseball in August.
Hopefully,
That's all. Yeah, all 3 of us, we all succumbed. You know why we all took it? Because we're afraid to say we don't have a shitty season.
That's correct, yeah.
We're all guilty of that, but that's okay because we're diehards. That's why we do the show.
Yeah.
I thought it's interesting. We all got Baltimore, and you got Baltimore as wild card too, don't you?
I do, yeah.
See, everyone's got Baltimore and the Yankees in there to have, and Toronto. So we're thinking the traditional 3 American League East teams are going to get in.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking this AL Central
It's scary.
could be scary
Yeah.
now. They're always the kick in the bag. Like, who are these
KC,
guys?
Detroit.
And Minnesota's not a shit team.
They're not.
You know what I mean? Like, that could be like, and Cleveland's pitching's holding up. I'm going, where did this come from? But then again,
Still
we're only
early.
looking at a team that's played the first
Sure.
half of the first game of the first season. So we're going to know. But I think that's good picks for everybody.
Should I start with the National League?
Go ahead. You're going to lead us out, buddy.
I got the Braves winning the East.
Okay.
I got the Cubs winning the Central.
Ooh.
And I got the Dodgers winning the West.
Okay.
My wild cards, I got the Phillies.
Yep.
I got the Diamondbacks.
Okay.
And I think this is the year the Padres finally make it in.
Oh, you're going to, okay. Wow. He's, wow. I'll wait to hear mine. Go ahead.
All right, I got the Braves to win the East.
So that's going to be unanimous. I'm taking Braves too.
The Central is very interesting.
Oh.
I like the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh,
And who did you take?
Cubs.
You took the Cubs.
The 10-4 Pittsburgh Pirates. Watch out for them. Young and talented.
Okay.
For the West, I like Arizona. I think the Dodgers are going to fall off. You know, this Ohtani cloud hanging over their head. For the wild card, I got Philly, the Brewers, and the Dodgers as a wild card team.
So you know what? We're all kind of taking the same teams, but we're not kind of putting them in the same order. For example,
Yeah.
I'm taking Atlanta,
Yeah.
but I like Philly as a wild card.
Yeah.
Okay. I like the Dodgers to win, but I like San Diego
Oh.
as a wild card. But I'll also take Arizona as a wild card. So that means the only division I got left
Central.
is, and I think Milwaukee is going to go.
Okay.
So that's 3 different. We all pick someone different from the Central, but I think that's the only team that's going to mention it. And here's one team that I thought someone was going to pull out of their ass. No love for Cincinnati.
No.
They're my wild card. They're like my under the table.
They got no pitching after
But they got great defense and they swing the bat. They started off slow, but now all their guys are hitting. Like my Encarnacion guy.
You know what I like about Pittsburgh? They're a bunch of has-beens playing all together as one team.
Yeah, and they got some decent pitching too. They're not has-beens, but they're all like solid guys. that never
Rowdy
make it.
Tellez.
McCutcheon.
Yeah.
Who's the guy playing the outfield? They got that guy.
McCutcheon. They got O'Neal Cruz.
Oh yeah, him. Yeah, guys that have kicked around. They've all been solid ball players, but none of them superstars, which is okay because of all those guys come in and play their
Well,
role,
they
right?
put some rookies with some veterans.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think that Pittsburgh. I hope they do. I don't see it because then when it comes down to the crunch, you're gonna have the money to go out and get them to the next level.
They could be one of those Cinderella teams, you know.
But I think Arizona is going to be a wild card team because they solidified their staff with Montgomery, and they had a couple of kids from last year that are coming back up now. That are even that
And I
they
think they'll be
named.
very aggressive at the deadline too, as well.
yeah.
They got
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, they got money.
So I think that they're going to be too. Because I'm thinking now.
That
'cause
pitching staff is scary.
Oh, they got one of the better rotations. But you always think a team like that was going to fall back. Remember I said that? That team sneaks in the door and then you think they're going to fall back. Not Arizona, man. Like they've revamped their lineup, so they're actually better on paper, and their start's not bad.
Yeah.
They're not. You know what I mean? Like they've
They're up there.
they've had a good first half of
Yeah.
their first game.
Yeah.
When you want to look at it that way.
Yeah.
What about individual honors? Does anybody see any individual honors coming
I'm
across?
not even going to bother.
Neither am I.
I got one.
I like Soto is going to be all over everything. Oh yeah, because he's at Yankee Stadium. Look at him now already. You think he's going to slow down?
No.
You
not a
know what I
chance.
mean? No, he's going to just kill it there. And look at, is he hitting leadoff or hitting second?
He's hitting.
Rizzo's
Got
hitting
second,
first and
yeah.
the second one.
He's in the 2-hole.
Okay, and you got Judge behind you.
Anthony Volpe's leading off. for
Oh
the
yeah,
Yankees.
Volpe, yeah, and he's really improved.
Yeah.
And then Rizzo's hitting after Stanton, right? Because then it goes Judge, Rizzo, Stanton, or
Rizzo's hitting in the 5-hole.
he's hitting in the 5. Who's hitting the 4? Stanton?
Stanton, yeah.
Stanton
any,
still looks funny.
Do you have any award winners?
I got
Predictions?
Jackson Merle to win Rookie of the Year in the NL.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call. Yeah, and he's
kid-
had a good start.
Great plate discipline.
Yep.
Doesn't strike out much. Gets on base.
Looks like a veteran.
Can hit 20, probably bombs, 20 steals.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more.
I think the Jackson Holiday train's a little bit overhyped right now.
Oh, so you see the guy last night? He looked lost.
Strikeout.
I think his hype's too big. I think they should send him back down and bring him up a little too soon because everyone's going, can't wait to see him. You're doubling down. You see the swing he took last night?
Give him 3 more
you see
years
him
in the
swing?
minors. Yeah.
No.
He's only 20, right?
He's only just turned 20.
Yeah, no, I'd send him down too. He took a strike so bad last night that he augured himself like freaking, you couldn't see his cleats. Swung so hard. You see that swing?
Yeah.
He swung so hard. Like it was sheer, like you could see it was not, because the first home opener in front of the hometown crowd.
He needs more seasoning.
Yeah, a little bit more. Oh, he's got the moxie, you can see that. But he swung so hard. Like you could just see this was sheer 100%. Oh my God, I'm a home crowd the whole night. I got let's get our feet out of the mud. No, I don't really have any other even like I don't even have a Cy Young prospect right now.
So you want to just get to our top 10 favorite Blue Jays of all time?
Let's get to it. Now, first of all, I got to say this for the people that have been in on the site tonight. Let's just say some of the names that have come up that I don't get, but that's their favorite player. Kevin Pilar's name came up.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Okay, whose other name came up? Juan Guzman's name came up.
I like that.
Okay, I thought that was okay too.
I found Scott Rowland was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I did too. Like why Scott Roll? Because I didn't take no guys that were really of like if they weren't like I didn't take Roger Clemens
No.
or I didn't take a Jack Morris, and I love Jack Morris because I don't think they were like.
Well, Clemens only pitched here 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. So I want guys that were more ingratiated
Yeah.
with the whole.
Blue Jay culture.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So who wants to go first?
I think I'll go first.
All right.
Let's get it going. I got the greatest J ever, Roberto Alomar. I know this is going to offend a few people, but Robbie Alomar.
No
We're
one
not
cares.
here for offense purposes.
Greatest Blue Jay of all time.
I got Carlos Delgado. I know me and Cruz disagree on this one sometimes. I don't know why. Roy Halladay. The
Okay,
doctor.
we're not disagreeing. It's like it's not who's the best. It's your favorite. Okay. Because I don't want to diss Doc. Come on.
Joe Carter.
Ooh.
Paul Molitor.
See, I didn't pick Mal. Okay, go on. I'll tell you.
Jose Bautista. And last but not least, Tony Fernandez.
Wow, that's a decent list. Now, I didn't take what's his name because I don't think he played here long enough. Would you say Molitor?
Yeah, you only played here 3 years,
Yeah,
right?
I never thought Molitor didn't give me the
World Series MVP.
Yeah, but so what? I don't think he's a great guy. He's a Hall of Famer. I really think every time I still think of him as a Milwaukee Brewer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give me a second here. I'll go. You want to go?
Sure. So I got BJ Birdie, Diamond Ace, the Forgotten Diamond, Jojo Reyes, and Junior J. I'm kidding. That's a joke, but
I was going to say that was pretty funny, but Jose Reyes is a good joke.
Jojo Reyes.
Jojo
The
Reyes.
Bring
pitcher
back
who can never
BJ Birdie.
The what?
Bring back BJ Birdie.
Oh yeah. I mean the name is little. I don't know if that would fly nowadays, but
I have a shirt that says something along that lines. That
The
people
I
where
Heart
you wear
BJ's
this-
one?
Yeah, I love BJ's.
yeah.
Or 9 Yanks is better. No,
Yeah.
1 BJ is better than 9
Nine
Yanks.
Yanks, yeah. So I got my top 10. I got Bautista, Jose Bautista,
Okay.
Edwin Encarnacion, Josh Donaldson, Roy Halladay, Marco Estrada, Kevin Gosman, Carlos Delgado, Vernon Wells, J.A. Happ, and the only old guy I went with was Dave Steeb.
Oh, that's interesting. Read that list again. That's more generational.
Oh,
Look at
of
how
course.
that's crossed. That's
Marco
that-
Estrada.
That's a good call.
Estrada was
it's
bananas here.
one of
It was
his
amazing.
favorites. One of his favorites. Read that
That's
list again.
generational.
Look at how look at this band. You crossed it pretty good. Go ahead. Go again.
Jose Bautista.
Yep.
Edwin Encarnacion.
Yep.
Josh Donaldson.
Yep.
Roy Halladay.
Yep.
Marco Estrada.
Marco Estrada.
Kevin Gosman.
Yep.
Carlos Delgado.
Yep.
Dave Steeb.
Yep.
Vernon Wells. J.A. Happ.
That's solid. A Hap guy caught me off guard too. Even though Hap was good.
Had some
He was there.
sensational
Yeah,
seasons
Happ was
here.
good.
I thought that list was solid. Now we're going to go to the old man list. Okay, here we're going to go to the old man list
Can't
because
wait.
okay. Here we go. So I'm going to go from number 10 to number 1. Number 10, Josh Donaldson. We all picked Josh, didn't we?
No, I didn't.
You didn't. Okay, Josh. Okay. Number 9, Damaso Garcia.
I don't even know that name.
He burned his uniform. No, that was the only thing.
Me either. I don't know that name either.
You don't know Damaso Garcia? He was great with
Sounds
George.
like an 80s guy.
He was with Alfredo Griffin when he came up. He was the second baseman. Second best second baseman after Robbie Alomar. You don't know Damaso Garcia? I love the guy.
80s? We talking?
Yeah, 80s. Yeah.
Okay.
That guy, he's the only guy I've seen where the ball hit the dirt, and then he hit it off the wall at Exhibition Stadium for a double. Ball hit the dirt first, he's giving up the dirt, and he hit the wall off the double. He was crazy. One of those Latino guys, like fiery as hell, and he died a weird death. But I love Damaso Garcia. Look him up. Number 8, Lloyd Mosby.
Okay.
I love Mosby. Number 7, Jose Bautista. We all got Bautista then, right?
Have
He's
to,
a comedy. Yeah, we all got Bautista. Number 6, David Wells.
Interesting.
I loved Wells. He was here. He's my boy.
Remember when he threw the ball over the fence?
Oh, yeah.
Just getting
We got,
yanked?
yeah. He had a little fire in him. Hey, listen, if your mom was sleeping with bikers all the time and bringing them home, you'd be a little crazy too, wouldn't you?
That's true.
You know? Number 5, which we had in common, Dave Steeb. Dave Steeb's my boy. I love Steve. I think he's still Steve now. Number 4, Fred McGriff.
Oh, interesting.
Loved the dog. Loved the crime dog, man. He was great. He was the only part when we traded for Alomar.
And Carter.
And Carter, I didn't mind seeing Fernandez go, but I cringed when we let Fred go. Because at the time, he might have been, Alomar turned out to be the best of the 4, where you really want to think about it. But I thought McGriff might turn out to be, because I was excited when we got Alomar. I go, we stole them. But then we let go McGriff. So anyway, Fred McGriff, number 4. Number 3, Carlos Delgado.
Yeah.
Unanimous.
Yes, number 2, Robbie Alomar.
Yeah.
Did you take him?
No.
I know you wouldn't take him. And
Two before my time.
Okay, number 1. You know who my guy is. I love this guy. I'm going to get a jersey this year.
George Bell.
George Bell, number 1 Blue Jay of all time. I love him to death. And he's another guy got traded just as they started the big winning. You know what I mean? But on those teams, he was MVP.
87. Yep.
He won the MVP. He led the league in home runs one year, and at one point was considered the most dangerous hitter in baseball. Top 5. In one of those baseball magazines one year, they named the top 5. It was like George Brett, Ken Griffey, and like number 5 was George Bell. Scariest guy. Another guy that never seen a pitch he didn't like. Another guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Great list here now. What we're going to do is we're going to take those lists, make sure that we round them out, because we're going to take the ones on there and we're going to get a consensus for like all the people that said who are their favorite Jays, and we're going to mount it in the House That Happens and say, according to the House That Happens, these could be our favorite Blue Jays of all time. Marco Estrada.
That's interesting.
That's the call. That guy was great for a while. He
had-
gave 3 good seasons.
He had his cup of tea, for sure.
Yeah, no, more than that. I thought he was I forgot all about him.
Oh.
He was a great player. You know
He had a-
what?
he had a-
Beloved in the Milani household.
That's cool. And not only that, he wasn't afraid of the big moment
No.
when they had big moments.
Great change-up, too.
Great
Oh, yeah,
change-up,
yeah.
That was bread and butter.
Yeah. Where did he end up going?
Rehab? I don't know.
No, he
don't
did
know.
get into a little trouble, didn't he?
Yeah, I
He
think
left here and he
I know we
got
got him from Milwaukee. I don't know where he went after.
he got into some weird.
Weird stuff.
He
yeah.
got into some. Yeah, last thing I heard, you heard about that too, but
Yeah.
they wouldn't disclose it. They just said.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he got into some weird, I don't know what it was, babysitter,
Painkillers. I don't know.
painkillers, and yeah, it was a weird combination because he couldn't. The thing was, they had said he had trouble adjusting to no longer being a baseball player. That's what he was saying. Okay, well, that sounds pretty good, gentlemen. I think we did a pretty good job.
Anything else you guys want to get to before your soliloquy?
I'm good.
Okay, so you know what this is? You know what this part of the show is, correct?
It's my favorite segment. It's your favorite segment. It's everyone in the world's favorite segment. It's the gospel according to Cruz.
Thank you very much. Now, give me a second here because it's going to take me a minute to get this together over here. I wish I could get my boy over here so he could hear this, but I'll tell him a little later.
You can hear it later.
Okay. Dear Adam Silver, can we take a little time to examine what may be a turning point season in the history of your game? Considering the playoffs are just around the corner, I'm wondering how this season's results parlay themselves into creating a playoff tournament that makes us forget the insidious amount of ridiculousness that has fueled this ongoing drama we call the NBA. Fortunately for you, sir, we have your ongoing hype machine, well oiled by those people who broadcast your games. Stephen A. Smith will keep the gatekeepers happy by constantly championing any piece of ethnicity. Any piece of ethnicity he can get his hands on, while subliminally preaching what seems to be some kind of critical race theories. Chuck and Kenny will continue to use Shaq as a punching bag while keeping the bottom line happy by constantly catering to the large market audiences and validating who they believe are the stars of this entire drama. So it's the Lakers, Celtics, LeBron, Steph, etc., etc., etc. Tony Kornheiser is the only one who seems to remind us that the same old song and dance they are playing and are in the play-in and not the playoffs, and we should not spend more time on the contenders, not the pretenders. Can we not somehow change the narrative? However, Mr. Silver, I believe you and the league are afraid to change the narrative as long as King James is present and Steph Curry is still draining threes. The respect for these all-time greats is well-deserved, but isn't it time to as they begin to acquiesce to Father Time, can we not open the door a little wider for the young guys that are coming up in the game? Or maybe these guys are just going to be breaking the door down. I sometimes believe you created this whole play-in thing a few years ago when you anticipated that the old guard not may be always able to win championships. However, they can maintain a regular season presence, and then hopefully they flip the switch on in the playoffs, reach an unexpected or expected gratification, or at least make a conference finals, then keeping those TV ratings rocking, sponsors keep playing, and the networks are happy. Where are the fans in this equation? Well, this old fan is cheering for the new guard, and I think the league should be too. There was a spike in curiosity when you added this new in-season tournament, which lots of ways was a success due to the fact that the players bought in. I'm not so sure how much that tourney affected the 65 game limit to be eligible for the season's award improved the load management situation, because at times we still saw a lot of games with a lot of stars still in street clothes. And how in the hell can you raise a banner for an in-season European soccer gimmick? I guess it's anything to boost ratings, which I hear has taken a little dip in this 23-24 season. Speaking of ratings, Mr. Silver, how does it feel to have your unofficial season opening on Christmas Day be compromised by that monolith they call the NFL? Now that they have announced 2 football games will be broadcast on what appears to be Wednesday of all days of Christmas, don't you feel like you just got sacked for a loss of 15 yards? Oh, sorry, lost my way. Your ratings took a little bit of a beating before Christmas, and now you're going to have to go head-to-head to bring a performance out to move the monolith at Christmas. I just don't think this is going to happen. And as we enter the playoffs, I'm not going to forget how the league continues to deal with the antics of a Draymond Green. I'm not going to forget how many so-called marquee games ended in 40-point differences. I'm not going to forget the mind-numbing 150 to 48 games that clearly could not generate a modicum of defense. And I'm not going to forget the absolutely awful game-changing fouls that once called are not subject to review. Not that we would insinuate any of this would affect the billions of dollars wagered on your game every day. And now that all 4 major sports are in bed with the betting community, it must be disturbing to know that perhaps players on 12-day or 2-way contracts are suspiciously paying off some very hefty player props. I'm okay, it's bad enough, I'll just bet on the point spread. So let's change the narrative. I'm sick of hearing guys like J.J. Redick and Jason Williams tell us that basketball was invented in 1999. Don't tell me about spacing. Don't tell me about switching on D. What I'm watching for is for teams going 3 for 45 from 3. They all think they can shoot like Curry when there's only one Steph Curry. I don't want to see one Game 7 conference final like the Bucks Celtics a couple of years back when it looked like trade school for bricklayers. I don't mind some half-court offense. I don't mind a little contact in the paint. I don't mind if the score is a 100-98. I don't play video games, so it doesn't have to go that fast for me. What I really want is a new talents and new personalities to take over. Nikola Jokic should win another MVP and another playoff MVP for repeating as a champion. Create a new dynasty that the likes of Shea, Ja, Ant-Man, and Wemby can come after. Then pay attention to players I may not dance with who can miss the game, can bring the game to its highest level of competition. Can you say Luka and Kyrie? And maybe, just maybe, a team with some future Hall of Famers can finally get a ring and cement their legacies. Can anyone say the LA Clippers? I want competitive conference finals, but most of all, I want the game. I want the game to be void of bad calls and alternative dramas, but rather decided by the skills of the best players on the planet. Adam Silver, what you should be hoping for is a playoff so memorable that we can forget the sketchiness that was a regular season. And that's the gospel according to Cruz.
All right.
Amen.
You guys all ready for the playoffs, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Let's
Any
go.
secret bets that are going to be going on?
The T-Wolves to win it all.
That's what I'm hearing. Anyways, this time next week, I believe we will be doing a hockey playoff preview.
Well, I think it's like basketball and hockey playoffs. We got to mix some baseball in there.
Yeah, well, they'll get a little bit more. But you know what's going to happen by then? We may know the play-in results.
Yeah, I'm not sure when that's scheduled. We'd have to take a look, but
I think it's going to be the playoffs, so we'll be able to have a regular season extravaganza. Before we go, I just wanted to say, is Danny there?
either way,
Is Danny there? In any event, I just thought it would be appropriate that we thank the proprietor for sliding us into it.
Sure.
So what do you think? The show is a little bit up and down? With
Up
all our
and down.
commotion down, I could hear the things in the back of my
That's
head.
fine.
I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Adds a certain ambient to the thing. We should thank the one and only Andrew B.O.H. Freeman.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Not
Thanks.
a problem.
Appreciate
we'll
it.
definitely have you on again
hundred-
during baseball season.
Yes.
Hopefully, Shoey's is going to be.
Yeah, we're not
back
sure
open.
where the shoe extravaganza is going, and we are running a little late. In any event, we wanted to get the owner over here, but we'll just do it this way. Thank you, Danny, Moko, and Stevie for hosting us here at San Fran. And we do believe that the San Fran Sluggers are going to have the greatest baseball season in the history of the world.
Champions right here. Let's go. We got a good team. We
That's
got
what it
we got
is.
some rookies, some veterans,
We got
some characters. We're good.
It's going to be anything else you want to leave us with?
God bless the Blue Jays.
Anything you
God
want to
bless the Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, God bless the Toronto Blue Jays. In any event, my name is Cruz,
And I'm Andrew Milani.
and you know what we do?
We keep
the vibe alive.
You can find The House That Happens on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Samsung, Podchaser, Boomplay, YouTube, and SoundCloud. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at The House That Happens, and follow us on Twitter at House Happens. You can also shoot us an email at thehousethathappens@gmail.com.